Hey everybody, welcome back. It is your local Fox Guardian SzePlays. I play RPGs and TCGs while being cozy as can be. We're gonna keep on playing Cupid's Parasite. And as the title said, we are not stopping until we get into a route. So, I think we have like a few more chapters to do. The music's gonna be a little different because I keep getting copyright claims. So I just took the music off of the game, and this is one that YouTube offers. Hey Whitney, how are you doing? Let's see here. Yeah. So, and I still gotta get the. I thought I had the Twitch stuff fixed, but I have to go and work on it some more. Let me know if there's like a problem with the music. This is probably not gonna match up with the game all that much. Alright, that's enough preparation. Loaded all the necessary data onto my laptop. Checking the time, I stood up from my desk. Actually, let me do something really quick with the music. Okay. Hopefully that'll be fine when I go into editing. We'll see. Today, I'll be having a special meeting with Parasite 5. By my water bottle. Of all the faces you had to get stuck on, why that one? Thanks for judging me for being so professional. So far, I've introduced loads of women to them, but
本人がいいんですか？すみません。それは難しいようです。ああ、彼女とは前に神話討論会で会ったことがあるよ。でも俺の考察と解釈を話したらすごい怒らせ。403D4D。
Guys, it would be so sad.
他人に恋してたら会ってもいいよ。
Oh no. What? No, that's the same file. So you can see these are some prime examples of my inability to get any of them dates with a single woman. Her profile said she liked mythology, so I thought that'd be a good match for a wolf. I had no idea they'd met already. No! Okay, is there a way I can... That's auto. No, crud. Let's see here. You love levels. Oh, well, it looks like we could get either to Shelby or to Gil's love. Okay. Darn. Gee. I could have sworn like we read all of this. No.
ああ、ごめん。
Alright, we're just gonna skip through. We're gonna try and skip through
それも
everything. I'm sorry, guys.
特
I
別
thought I saved last time. I was so sure I saved.
はあ。
よろしく。救急。
Okay. I'm gonna put you guys onto a break while I try and stream through all of this. I'll keep the music going for y'all, though. Alright, sorry that took so long. So I think we're caught up to where we were. It's just gonna be the muscles again. Which no one's gonna have to complain about that, right? It's getting cute. We're still just gonna speak through. Yes.
僕も最低ピラティスや岩盤浴に行って当たり前俺きそれじゃあ
He does have that skinny cute thing going. He looks like he's got the Captain America sleeper build where it's like big on top, small little waist.
ここまでみんなこれから1回みんなぜひ
Alright. I feel so dumb right now. Oh my gosh. Everybody come into the realization.
俺たち服脱いで何やってんだろうみたいな別に肌ぐらい
そう女の子と同じ夢を見る
Yeah, we still gotta get to the pillow part. Oh, so cute.
But
Aw, he's stressed again.
ほう
よかもしもし成長
Come on, I thought we were closer. Oh my goodness.
13
知られざ楽しい
お疲れ
ねえちょっとほらちょっといい
Yes, yes, yes. The pillow, the bed.
気がつ君にそうどうただし君の天井こうして
Get to my part where you smack him in the head.
ねえ顔だから俺をギル
There we go.
俺の性癖は最初に説明
You got the workshop. Okay. That was the last thing I managed to say before falling into a deep sleep. We are now we're caught up. I'm so sorry. Fun little preview. The next morning, I woke up early to make breakfast for everyone, but upon arriving at the living room, I smelled something delicious.
あ、おはようまだ寝てていいのに
Oh, yes, house husband. Gil, did you make breakfast?
あ、うん久しぶりに君にご飯を作れる機会だと思ってさ君パンプディングが好きだったよね今作ってるからちょっと待ってて
As he said that, Gil brought over a pot of coffee he'd apparently just finished brewing.
はいちょうどコーヒーも入れてたんだよかったら一足先に飲んで待ってて
Thank you, but I don't mind helping out, you know. We used to be roommates, but right now I'm the advisor and Gil's my client. I had planned on cooking for my roommates as long as the show was going.
俺がやりたくてやってるんだだから気にしないで むしろほら普段は一人分しか作らないし大勢の料理作るなんていいなーなんてちょっとワクワクしてたくらいなんだ。
He only makes enough food for her. Gil smiled brightly as he continued preparing breakfast in the kitchen. I wonder why exactly Gil can't get married. Any woman would gladly date a guy as devoted as this. Still, as good as he is at entertaining, his lost love keeps interfering with him finding a new love. Lovelorn Parasite. Remember back when Clarice, Gil, and I lived as roommates, he always looked anxious whenever Clarice was there in the morning. He seemed fine when Clarice stayed out all night, but if she was there in the morning, he would act really nervous. Gil might be trying to hide it, but I think this lost love involves Clarice. I have to try and use today's workshop to help him move forward. I want him to find love again. While I was lost in my thoughts, the door to the living room opened and everyone came rushing in.
おはよう。いい匂いだね。
味噌汁ある？
ああ、昨日オーウェンに具材を手配させた。そこの引き出しに入っているから見てみてくれ。みんな、よく眠れたか？
バッチリ。結構いいベッド使ってるよね、この家。
シングは質の良い睡眠に欠かせないからな。
どれだけ質のいい睡眠でも睡眠時間が短いと意味ないと思うけど、早朝からいなかったじゃん。
Well, why were you up so early?
ああ、普段からあまり長く寝ないんだ。考えをまとめるためにランニングをしていた。起こしてしまったなら申し訳ない。
別にそれは気にならないからいいよ。だけどオーウェンの変なアラームどうにかならないの？不快なんだけど。
Ooh, what kind of alarm could it be? Riku and Mr. Snail seemed to be getting along quite well. Their conversation was surprisingly natural. Both are shouldering the weight of a company or a brand. Different as they may be, perhaps that's why they get along.
わあ、もうみんな起きてきちゃった。もうすぐで朝ごはんできるからそこ座ってて。
ああ、ごめん。俺ちょっと約束があって外で食べてくる。
私も仕事があるので先に失礼する。
You don't eat breakfast, Mr. Snail?
これで十分だ。
Mr. Snail took a jelly drink from the fridge and downed it in a matter of seconds. He did it in one practice movement, which made me think it was his usual breakfast meal.
では、彼らの指導を頼むぞ。
まあ、俺ももう行くわ。昼には帰るから。
They're both gone already. Gil's such a good cook, it's a shame they didn't get a chance to try it. I'd hoped they could at least have a quick bite. As I was lost in thought, I noticed an unusual odor. What's that smell?
納豆。
へえ、これが噂の納豆か。食べてる女優多くて気になってたんだよね。食べてみたかったけどやめとこう。でも味噌汁もらってもいい？和食、俺も食べてみたかったんだ。
Despite Raoul's apparent excitement, Gil seemed to be frowning.
え、あれってことはパンプディング食べる人は。
僕はいらない。そんな太る食べ物。
え？
味噌汁とパンプディングって合う？
合わないに決まってるでしょ。
じゃ、俺も今日はいいや。
あ、そっか。
I'll have some, thank you, Gil.
よかった。君が食べてくれるならそれだけで報われるよ。じゃあすぐよそってくるね。
Gil radiated relief as he went back into the kitchen. Beside me were two guys eating a classic Japanese-style breakfast. Alan had gone out to eat. Owen, possibly feeling a little apprehensive, said he'd buy his own breakfast later.
ごちそうさま。じゃあ俺も稽古行ってくるよ。
僕ももう行く。今日は新作の納品があるから。
Ooh. I'm sorry if I sound a little stuffy. I am coming off of a cold. Gil was still in the kitchen as Raul and Ryuki got up to leave for work. It's so obvious that they don't have a cooperative bone in their bodies. Will it really be possible to get to the final with a shared house like this? It'll be a miracle if we manage to complete this month together. Still, it should help them find love. After all, marriage itself is all about two people with different values making a life together.
はい、お待たせ。パンプディングブレックファーストです。
I think I want to try bread pudding one time. That sounds great. Thank you, Gil. If they can become more cooperative, it'll definitely help their search for love. I have to give it my all with today's workshop. As I tried to hype myself up, I spooned bites of bread pudding into my mouth. The fluffy, sticky texture mixed together with the delightful flavor on my plate. I couldn't help but smile.
Ah, 意外と洗い物たくさん出たな。
Oh, this is his.
まさかまた彼女と暮らせる日が来るなんて思わなかった。彼女ほんと美味しそうに食べるんだよな。ほっぺを膨らませてもぐもぐして、俺料理できてよかった。相変わらず俺の気持ちには全然気づいてくれないけれど。
Zee is the same as she was in college. She's aware of other people's love, but doesn't notice anything aimed at her. She always seemed totally disinterested, as if love isn't an option for her too. She always thinks about others, but never herself. She's different like that. Maybe that's why I can't get her out of my head.
ナンパされた時だって
Even when she's being hit on, she's always assumed those guys were just using her to get to Claire's. It was nice seeing those guys strike out, of course, but it sucked that she never noticed my feelings either. Still, I can't give up on her, and it's causing all kinds of problems.
だって彼女はきっと多分恋を知らないだけだから。
Hopefully she'll realize that what she's missing someday. Then maybe I'll stand a chance.
こんなんだからクラリスにいつも呆れた目で見られるんだよな。
Oh, that's why he was so nervous with her.
でも仕方ないよ。好きになったら簡単にその気持ちを忘れることができないんだ。
As 1 o'clock rolled around, amazingly, the Parasite 5 all showed up at the workshop suite together. Somehow they managed to follow directions when it comes to meeting up, even the ones that's just a representative. They could all use their jobs as an excuse to skip out, and yet here they were. If they could just fix their bad habits, they'd have no problem finding partners, but we've still got a long, hard road ahead. Yuki was lost in another skincare routine. Alan's on his phone, as usual. Brill had his nose buried in another one of those thick books of his. I assume it was something about mythology again. I think I made the right call asking them to arrive an hour before the instructor. I decided to sit down and talk with them in the meantime. I wanted to revisit their expectations for marriage. Hello, everyone. Before we start today's workshop, I'd like to have a quick interview with you.
面談ですか。
何でも聞いて。
Well, what I really want to ask you about is why you want to get married. Whenever we talk, I ask that what their ideal marriage life looks like, or what they want to get out of it. But I still haven't really figured out why each of them wants to get married, and until I know that, I can't really advise them. If you'd rather not answer in front of the others, we can sit down and talk one-on-one. How does that sound? Maybe because my tone was more serious than they were used to, they all looked around at each other nervously.
俺は 別に隠すようなことじゃないからここで言うよ。恋する女の子に会いたかったからが理由。
That's really true, then isn't a violation of our contract and we'll have to terminate your membership.
ちょっと待った待った。今のはさすがに冗談だよ。おっかないな。
Because this is really important. Why did each of you choose to become a Cupid Corp member? It's not like our services are cheap. Many of our members are affluent, to say at the least. So normally, when someone signs up, they're serious about finding a lifelong partner. I looked straight at each of them in turn. Gil was the first one to speak.
俺はクリスマスの街を一人で歩いていたらなんか情けなくなっちゃって、このままじゃダメだって思ったんだ。いつまでも2年前の失恋引きずって未練ばっかで、そんな俺を見て友達も呆れてて、で極めつけはカップルだらけのクリスマスタウン。俺クリスマスは好きな子と一緒に街を歩いて一緒にごちそう作ってプレゼント交換したりして、そんな日を過ごしたいんだ。それで入会したんだよ。
So that's why. Even knowing what a hopeless romantic Gil is, I was still genuinely surprised, but he did give it his all back in college too. Sounds like he may be experiencing the crystallization effect from Stelhen's de l'amour. This effect refers to how when you think of someone when they're not around, your feelings grow stronger. But it can't replace the real thing, so you create an idealized image in your mind and fall in love with that instead. In order to reverse that crystallization, you just need to meet with the person you've been idolizing. Wait, but didn't Gil see Claris just the other day? Maybe it was too brief for it to have an effect.
そこでまさか君と再会できるだなんて思ってもいなかったよ。君の就職先も知らなかったしだから恥ずかしいよ。婚活してるってバレた上に担当になってもらって記憶より綺麗になってるし。
I hope none of that got caught on camera.
記憶より綺麗ね。
ギルは偉いな。結婚のことそんな真面目に考えたこと一度もなかったよ。
じゃあなんでラウルはここに？
俺は次の映画の稽古だよ。この会社にも許可もらってる。
そうだったんだ。そっか、結婚するつもりじゃなかったのか。
ま、恋を知ることができたらどうなるかわからないけどね。
What about you, Ryuki? I know it's a personal question, but why did you join?
僕は姉が勝手に申し込んだから。
Ah. She did?
僕の姉、ここで婚活して結婚してるんだよ。それで一流のデザイナーになるなら結婚も必須だって姉に言われて、おばあ様もそれがいいって言ったから、だからいるだけだよ。
It's Ryuki's sister and grandmother, who's in charge of the Kaishi in brand, are basically forcing him to participate. I always wondered why he was so diligent about coming to these meetings, and now it has become clear. So then, you're not actually interested in getting married?
ないよ。それが何の役に立つかわからないし。でも姉が言うんだ。恋も知らないようじゃ、まだまだデザイナーとしては二流だって。それにおばあ様が無駄なことを言うはずがないから。
Okay, so he's got two strong, influential women in his life. Just as I thought, he's not actually interested in marriage yet. Can't say it was that surprising though. Riku is only 19 years old after all. If anything, it was impressive that he'd keep coming to these meetings in the first place. But he still had room to grow. So Owen, I know Mr. Essen has replayed his stance on marriage to you, but could you remind me in your own words?
すみません。契約上お話しするのは難しく。
I think Monsieur Essen is my biggest hurdle at the moment. I just don't have any way to come up with a plan for him. You're up last, Alan. You said you were joking earlier, right? So what's your real reason?
普通に結婚したいから。じゃあダメ？
Sure, that's fine, but I don't get any sense of urgency from you. You don't seem motivated at all.
だよね。
So, are you actually serious about marriage?
思ってるさ。したいのに。でも俺の好みの女の子は知っての通り。だから一応焦ってここに来てるわけ。
If you don't mind my asking, did something happen in your past that led to this preference of yours?
別にないよ。まあ随分昔に大好きだった家族みたいな子を奪われたことはあったけれど。
Could that be why his preferences took such a weird turn? One of the things I learned during college is that traumatic experiences can give birth to abnormal desires.
だからさ、君に1対1で恋することの素晴らしさを教えてほしいんだ。
あ、それ俺も知りたい。
The wonder of love. I'd love to be able to teach them that. After all, I'm supposed to be the goddess of love, right? But now that I think about it, I don't personally know what makes love so wonderful. I've always seen matchmaking as part of my job. I've never actually fallen in love for myself. I'm Cupid, the goddess of love. That's why I bring people together. I realized I was so caught up in the idea that people had to fall in love, I never stopped to ask what love actually was.
どうしたの？
Sorry, I guess I was lost in thought. So you want to know what makes love so great, right? Okay, then I'm going to teach you. Maybe I've never known love, but I've been Cupid for eons and seen countless people fall in love. I'm sure it'll be fine. But I guess now I understand why none of them are all that interested in marriage. Gil just wants to forget an old flame, Yuki was being forced by his family, and Earl says he's just researching a role. Monsieur Essen is doing it for his job, but that's still a mystery. Alan knows his fetish is a problem, but isn't trying to fix it. The wonder of love. Up to now, I've just been connecting people who seem compatible. This might be a tougher problem than I realized. Helping people fall in love, guiding them to marriage, and making sure the relationship lasts. That's a whole lot of hard work. But I have to do it. Otherwise, what right do I have to call myself Cupid? With renewed determination, I turn back to the Parasite 5.
でさ、エカテリーナ2世の像にはギリシャ神話の格好をしたものもあって、あれはただの茶目っ気だと言われているんだけど、別の見方もできて。
あ、やっぱりギル、肌が乾燥してる。
何それ、肌の乾燥を調べる機械？そんなのあるんだ。美容系雑誌の仕事するとき参考になりそう。
Everyone was just doing whatever they wanted. So the instructor will be here in about 10 minutes. If you need to go to the bathroom, please do so now.
それより、そろそろゆっくり君と神話談義をしたいんだけれど、時間取れない？
No. We have far more important business than that today. As we were arguing back and forth, the instructor arrived. I'm gonna put you guys on another break. I gotta run to the bathroom.
ということで、上手なデートコースの作り方は？
I am so sorry. Now then, when it comes to building a good date plan, Miss Tenor bursted out detailed in illustrations and even video clips to explain her concepts to the men. But their overall attitudes didn't really seem any different from last time. Gail was paying close attention, and Owen was diligently taking notes, but though the others were technically listening.
初回でホテルや自分の家は NG？ でも相手がそれを望んだらいいよな。
そうね。合意の上ならいいかもしれないけれど、素敵な長続きする恋は芽生えそうにないわ。
はい先生、デート先に発掘現場はどうですか？
土ぼこりと照りつける太陽。大抵の恋はそこで破局するでしょうね。
I mean, if she's into it.
というか、デートって何の意味があるの？
Ryuki had a genuinely confused look on his face. I guess him actually asking questions is an improvement from last time.
あら？もしかしてあなたデートの経験はなくて？
デートってそもそも何？
Wait, is he seriously that far behind? Seemed that Miss Tenor was as surprised as I was at Ryuki's last lack of awareness.
あらあらあらあら、あなたデートしたことないのね。
男女で2人で出かけることなら仕事の納品でやったことあるけど。
Oh, baby.
それはただの仕事よ。そうね、デートというのは男女がただ会うことを目的にあって遊ぶことかしら。
それはやったことない。
He is a baby.
え、マジ？
そんなことして何の得があるの？
楽しい気持ちになれるんだよ。と言っても俺ももう何年もデートなんてしてないけど。
そういえば俺もしてないな。うちの店に来てもらったばっかだし。
でも確かに俺もそうかも。デートとかマネージャーにまずいって言われてるし。
あらあら、まあまあ、なるほど。それじゃあ確かにお勉強に身が入らないかもしれないわね。よし、わかったわ。あなたたちに必要なのは実践ということで、彼女を相手にデートをしてみましょう。
Who's this her? Miss Tenor pointed right at me. Huh? You want them to go on a date with me?
ええ、そうよ。相手がいなきゃデートなんてできないじゃない。
We have clients. But I'm their advisor, so actually that might not be such a bad idea. Thinking about it, going on a date with a trained professional before normal women might be just the thing. If any of them went on a date with one of our other members right now, it would destroy my reputation for sure. Ah, okay.
君とデートできるの？
Oh, he's quick. Sure, if that's what you want, I'd love to help you practice. I can't inflict them on our own members and risk having them all abandon us.
へえ、それはやりがいがありそうだな。
Nope.
よかった。ようやく君と神話の話ができる。
But remember, this is just practice. If any of you step out of line, you'll get some very strict coaching right to the face. And Owen, this is extremely important, so please do whatever you can to get Monsieur Essen to show up in person.
かしこまりました。
How about you, Ryuki? Will you give it a shot?
いいよ。デザイナーとして僕も一流になりたいから。
He's still insistent on that. I guess he just has a bit more growing up to do. Unfortunately, he still seems to view marriage as nothing more than a pit stop on his way to becoming a great designer.
そうと決まったら、おのおのデートコースをプランニングしてみてください。私がきちんと添削して差し上げましょう。ああ、でも彼女、デート相手には当日まで内緒にしましょう。その方がフレッシュな反応が見られていいはずだわ。ということで、アドバイザーさんはちょっと廊下に出てて、メンズと相談してみるわ。
Huh? Wait, but...
いいからいいから。サプライズも
Oh,
恋
this
には
keeps
大
us from
切
knowing
な
what
ス
the
パイ
dates are
スよ。
planning. She might be right about that, but still. As the advisor, I wasn't convinced that I should leave them all alone in there with her. I'll leave her all alone with them in there. Still, it's definitely better for them to come up with plans without their potential date standing right there. Oh, hi, gamer boy. Alright, well, if you're sure about this.
任せてちょうだい。
Miss Tenner spent time with each of them to help them plan a proper date. And thus began the date training phase of the Parasite 5. After leaving work and getting home, I flopped down on my bed.
デート、こんなことがデザイナーに何の関係があんの？全然理解できないん
Oh,
だけ
it's
ど。
his point of view.
でも姉さんもおばあさんも言うから仕方ないよな。一女心も結婚の意味も本当によくわかんないよ。ただデザインのことどうして姉さんの方があんなすごいデザイン作れるんだよ。やっぱり
Keep hitting that button too fast. After work, I went to Cutie's diner to wait for Clarice. She actually used to work there part-time. After my meeting that day, Clarice had texted me and asked if I wanted to grab dinner, since we hadn't eaten out in a while. Luckily, the Parasite 5 all had their own plans, so I was free. I told Clarice we could meet up and headed to Cutie's diner early. I knew Cutie's diner was a popular place to work for upcoming actresses and models, but wow, there are so many beautiful people. As I was thinking that Ryuku might be able to meet someone acceptable here, I heard light footsteps behind me.
お待たせ。元気だった？
Clarice, it's so great to see you. I haven't seen my roommate in so long, I couldn't help but smile.
どう？パラサイト5とのルームシェアは。
Huh, okay, I guess. Well, pretty good, because Gil is there. He's already cooking up a storm and cleaning with no hesitation.
相変わらずギル、豆ね。
Rude. She grinned a bit while sitting down next to me. Clarice quickly placed an order. I looked at my gorgeous roomie as I tried to dig a little deeper. Clarice, did you ever want to live with Gil again?
別にもういいかな。もしかしてまた3人で暮らしたいと思ってるの？
No, not the three of us. It's just Gil's such a good man, so I thought you might like it if he was there for you.
それはないない。女2人暮らしって楽しいし、いない方が気楽よ。
Whoops, sorry, Gil. Tried to get a bit more info, but Clarice pretty much hinted that she isn't interested in Gil at all. Aw. In the end, it's best for Gil to move on and find someone new. While thinking that, our food started arriving.
お待たせいたしました。LY 鴨肉ハンバーガーとベーコンアボカドチーズバーガーです。
Ooh, bacon cheeseburger. That sounds tasty.
やったー、お腹ペコペコ。ご飯にしよう。ここのバーガーはやっぱ一番よね。
Agreed, let's eat. We both chow down on our burger. Since it's girls only, we can eat how we like. Speaking of which, the handbook says that you're supposed to avoid burger joints when considering a date. Some women dislike opening their mouths too wide when eating. Plus, it could get messy with all the sauces. Suppose it's up to me to teach the Parasite 5 something as basic as that.
今仕事のこと考えながら食べてたでしょ。
Maybe. How did you know?
わかるわよ。真面目な顔になるんだもん。で、パラサイト5は今どんな感じなの？来週また生放送なのよね。
Yeah, we're prepping for that now. I'm going to be taking turns doing practice dates with them.
本当？
Unfortunately, plus they're supposed to come up with the date plan. I'll just be meeting up with them.
同じ家で暮らしてるのに？
They said it's more like a real date. The lecturer will be advising them, so I don't think it'll be too outrageous.
ファッションウィークならぬデートウィークね。羨ましいわよ。たとえ仕事でも5人とデートできるなんて。
5 dates is a lot. Want in, Clarice? Practice makes perfect, and they need the practice. If Clarice helped out, maybe she and Gil might get together. At least that was my hope when I asked, but...
ありがたい申し出だけどお断りしとくわ。相手がパラサイト5じゃなきゃお誘いに乗ったんだけど。
Aw. No surprise there. As expected, the Parasite 5's image in our company is less than stellar. Well, it's their own fault, really. They did what they wanted without thinking. But they are willing to listen and learn, even though they refuse to get an attitude adjustment. Aside from the 4 that are actually thinking about marrying, I hope that rule will learn what love is. Love, huh? Oh yeah, the Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. I saw that. While munching on my burger, I looked up at Clarice. Hey, Clarice, have you been dating recently?
してないけれど、どうして？
I was just thinking about how I haven't experienced my first love yet.
嘘！初恋もしたことないの？
Yeah, there wasn't any time. I was too busy hitting the books. Before that, I was in Celestia, but of course I can't say that. I just wasn't into it.
ふーん。だから大学で恋愛心理学を学んでたんだ。
Yep.
じゃあ今回のはあなたにとってもいい機会ね。そのままパラサイト5の誰かと恋しちゃえば？
I can't. They're super unprofessional. That's super unprofessional. Besides, I want to help as many people as possible experience love. And I hear that if a god falls in love with a human, I'd be turned into a human too. I don't know if that's fact or fiction, but still, I have my professionalism to consider. I decided to shelve Clarice's idea. As a real Cupid, my main goal is to have people fall in love. That's my raison d'etre. I have no idea what that word is. Anyway, I've got to take care of the boys. Until they find their fair ladies.
偉いわね。じゃあ私もブログを開設しとくわ。
A blog?
実は会社の宣伝も兼ねてパラサイトハウスの公式ブログを作ることになったのよ。
That would be good. Oh, really? Just like with the hashtag campaign, our company really loves social media.
今はみんな SNS 使ってるからね。そのうちコメントもらいに行くからよろしく。
Of course. We continued chatting aimlessly. Finally, we left at around 10:30 at night. Are they gonna film their dates? I'm heading this way.
あ、そっか。今は一番街に住んでるんだっけ？
Yep. It's the president's home away from home. He only uses it for parties, so it's always vacant.
あの若さで家何軒も持ってる上に愛妻家ね。ほんと完璧超人よね、社長って。
If only the Parasite 5 could be more like him.
ほんとね。愛妻家ってのが本当ならね。
Did you say something, Clarice?
ああ、なんでもない。それより来週月曜からは いよいよ模擬デートね。
Let's see, the one I'm most worried about. Pictured all 5 of their faces. Gil. Honestly, Gil. After all, his heart is still obsessed with his first love.
ふーん、ギルも報われるといいわね。
That'd be nice.
意外とあなたパラサイト5のこときちんと考えてるの。
Well, I am their managing advisor. Plus, this is my big chance to get a promotion.
真面目ね。でもあなたのそういうところ好きよ。みんなは見放したってのに偉いわ。でも彼らがパラサイト5だとしたらあなたもキューピッドパラサイトかもね。
Huh? Cupid Parasite?
だって大学の頃から他人同士を恋させるのに夢中だったじゃない。まるで
Uh-oh.
自分のことはほったらかしで恋結びのことばっかり考えてるからキューピッドパラサイト。でもそろそろあなたも自分の恋を見つけた方がいいと思うわ。
Claire's gives me the biggest smile I've ever seen. It's like an arrow to the heart.
じゃあ今日はもう遅いから解散しましょう。またオフィスでね。来週のデート。
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Clarice. Take care. Saw Clarice off as she walked back home. Cupid Parasite, huh? It's true that I'm always trying to matchmake. That's not because I'm some sort of parasite. It's because I'm really Cupid. Matchmaking is in my nature. I can't fight that part of me. And of course I care about everyone's relationships over mine. I need humans to marry and stay married. There's no time for my own love life. I hate to brush Clarice off, but I have my priorities. Date week is starting tomorrow. I have my worries, but as I thought about it on the way home, I have a bit of hope. Aw.
ほんとあのキューピッドパラサイトちゃんは何を言っても仕事第一で全然恋する気にならないんだから。あれだからギルが失恋パラサイトになっちゃうのよ。手強いわよギル。
She's got parasites on her dresser. Case 1, Gil Lovecraft. Tuesday, 3 p.m., my desk. Today is Gil's practice date. I check the time in the middle of my work. My coworkers took over my past customers once I started handling the Parasite 5. Still, my to-do list is completely full. Naturally, most of it is related to dealing with the Parasite 5. I think it's about time I got ready. We're supposed to meet at 4 p.m. A message from Gil. Been looking forward to it so much, I'm already there. You can come by anytime. What? He's already arrived? There's still an hour until the meeting time. I should remind him about timelines as his advisor. I wrote, arriving an hour ahead of time will pressure your date. Don't text that. And then I hit send. I then wrote 15 minutes is usually early enough and sent that too. That should do it. Now I should get ready to go out. His fingers must be flying. Sorry. I didn't think of that, but take your time. I enjoy waiting. I guess I didn't think of that. While I was busy being surprised, I got another message. Naturally, it was also from Gil. That's a lot to read. Text wall. Yikes! I kept scrolling and scrolling, but it doesn't end. Talk about being under pressure. It's okay that he's apologizing, but this is excessive. Anyone reading this would freeze up. I'll lecture him a bit later. After deciding that, I left Gil's wall of text alone and just tossed my smartphone into my bag. came to the meeting spot and saw Gil wearing a bright smile, but my eyes don't deceive me. He has a bouquet of red roses. It's so huge that all of the passerbyers are staring at him. He's standing out like a sore thumb. I was about to turn around, but I somehow managed to make myself push through. I have to do this. If I don't help him, Gil will be lost forever. Oh, Gil, thanks for waiting for me. Gil gave me a big, innocent smile as I approached him. He held out the bountiful bouquet.
待ってないよ。それより今日は来てくれてありがとう。よかったらこれもらってくれないかな。
Question, what's with the bouquet?
君を思って選んだんだ。
Thank you so much, but we're going on a date right now. This is a bit much.
ああ、それなら心配いらないよ。車で来てるから。さあ、乗って。
Gil opened the door to the car next to him and took my hand like a gentleman.
さあどうぞ、お嬢様。
Goodness, from an advisor's point of view, he's kind of overdoing it. But Gil did do his best to prepare for our date. Still, I probably should bring this up at some point. Some girls don't like being treated like a lady. Some do. Also, coming by car can cause some girls to feel uneasy. Even though this is a date, it's with marriage in mind. Gil should consider his actions better. For example, some girls may not want to get in a stranger's car because it's a closed space. I note that down so I can tell him later on. For now, time to get in the car. We really are being the Cupid Parasite.
はい、到着。
Took me to the main area on 2nd Avenue. It's near my home, so we often walk around the area back in college. It's a place I know well. Oh, so it's today's date.
そう、俺たちの大学時代のバイト先で思い出の場所、映画館だよ。
Oh, I planned a movie date. It's a blast from the past when we entered the lobby. I forgot I was on the job and enjoyed the moment. Wow, this takes me back. It's exactly the same.
はしゃぐと危ないよ。ほら、あそこ段差があるから。
I know. I'm not a kid anymore.
それでも心配だから。ほら、手を貸して。あ、荷物も持つよ。
One fell swoop, Gil took my bag from me. He also held his hand out for me in front of the steps.
ほら、俺に捕まって。
Were these steps really that risky? It's just 3 steps. Gil's hammering it up to the point that I almost started to laugh. Yes, Sebastian.
ジア?
Well, you're acting like one of those old school butlers. Just like in the comics, too.
ジアか。確かにそれもいいね。一生君の面倒を見てられる。
That's jumping the gun. Like a bucket of ice water, Gil's statement shocks me back into reality. I was feeling so nostalgic that I almost lost my head. I'm at work, and more so, I'm on a practice date. Another thing to speak to him about later. After taking more notes, I brought our tickets and headed inside. Upon taking a seat, Gil told me to wait and headed off somewhere. Left alone, I took out my notes to review. First things first, Gil arrived an hour ahead of time. Plus, he bought a massive bouquet as well as treating me like a damsel. I'm really taking him to town. Still, it's better than I initially expected, and that's saying something. I actually thought he would slip up and accidentally call me Clarice. But as of now, he's just himself. There's no sign of the lovelorn parasite. Hope he can date the other members in the same way, but Gil always rejects them, no matter the recommendation. In other words, he never gets to the dating phase. I guess that's the curse of the lovelorn parasite. It's all good right now, simply because we already know each other. Wait, how about dating an alumni or someone from his work? Gil has a good heart, so he wouldn't be rude to someone he's familiar with. Oh, he's already back before I could think this over.
お待たせ。ブラックペッパー味のポップコーンとコーラのラージサイズだよ。
Wow, that takes me back. Did you buy that for us to share?
もちろんだよ。これがないと映画は始まらないんでしょ。
Huh, I might have said that in the past. I'm surprised you remember that, Gil.
もちろん覚えてるよ。君が初めてコーラを飲んで感激してた時のことも。
Speaking of which, the first time I drank cola was when Gil bought it for me. Gil was the first human I met after I first came to the human realm from Celestia. He taught me so many things. One of these things was how to best enjoy a movie with popcorn and cola. You really are just like a butler, Gil.
ジーヤか。
Right then, the buzzer rang, signaling the start of the movie. We settled in next to each other and focused on the screen. We were watching the advertisements before the movie as I ate some of the popcorn. That's the good stuff. This really brings me back. Theater popcorn just can't be beat. While I kept devouring, Gil's shoulder accidentally brushed against mine. Oh, pardon me.
ねえ、今日はデートなんだよね。
Yes, that's right.
じゃあ、手、つないでいい？
Oh, he wants to hold hands, huh?
いや、聞かない。デートだもんな。
You always need permission. Oh, it's such a cute image, though. After mumbling to himself, Gil softly placed his hand on mine. It's Gil's hand that's holding mine right now. Gil. That Gil. Wait. Gil's hand was warmer than mine. I couldn't help but react to his warmth. What's the right way for an advisor to behave here? I had to keep it together as an advisor, yet the warmth from Gil's hand resonated in me. It's impossible to think like this. Looks like I'm the one that didn't practice enough. Wait, what do girls typically do in this kind of situation?
映画が始まるよ。
Completely up to them. Gil whispered in my ear, and instantly my focus is shattered. Let's try and think. In the matchmaking handbook, wait, no, in the dating handbook. All the details from the books I read flashed before my eyes. If you hold hands with someone and they don't pull away, you have your partner's consent. Men will hold your hand when they are feeling good or interested in you as a woman. But be careful, holding hands is the gateway to ulterior motives. Wait a minute, this isn't necessary. This isn't a typical date, it's a practice date that I have to grade later. I'm sure Gil's considering the tips that trainer shared with him. I tried to focus on the screen, but I felt too restless. But the opening began. My eyes were glued to the screen once the movie started. 5 minutes in, I had forgotten Gil's warm hand. Maybe my hand was the one holding back from this. Aww. Neck. That was fun. The sun was already setting outside by the time we finished the movie.
楽しんでもらえてよかった。でもびっくりしたよ。君に手握られるなんて。
Sorry. The movie was just so exciting from the beginning. I was completely focused on the screen.
やっぱ面白いよね。トランスカーズの最新作。
Why do you have to look so angry every time I go for a drink? Did you already see it, Gil?
あ、うん。実は仕事で試写会行ってて。でもこれなら間違いなく面白いし、君は一人だとあんまこういうの見ないかなと思って。
You're not wrong. Ever since we stopped living together, I stopped watching these kinds of high-action movies. Usually I just go with a romance as part of my work research. I send reviews to Aunt Minerva since she has to wait till they're out on DVD, of course. She'll watch any romance no matter how bad. That's why it's been ages since I watched an action flick. Speaking of action movies, you're always like the Transfer Car series, right?
や っぱり車がロボットに変形するのは男のロマンだからさ。好きな映画を君と見られて本当に嬉しいよ。
Oh, that's nice.
実は俺この映画に憧れてとある計画を密かに立ててるんだけど。ってあれはシトローエ 2CV？
Gil dashes towards a rather old-looking car.
うわーすごい。この車がこんな街中にあるだなんて。写真撮ったら怒られるかな。一体どんな人が乗ってるんだろう。うわーエンジンとか見せてほしい。とりあえずちょっとスマホで。
I've never seen Gil this excited before. He must really love cars. He looks like a kid in a candy shop. He's circling around the car so quickly. I decide to go up to him and ask a question. Change the subject back to the transfer cars. Ask about the... We can ask about it. Well, is it rare?
とっくの昔に生産終了しちゃってて、発売当初はそれはもうひどい形だなんてバッシングされたんだけど、性能は画期的で、今では幻の車でマニア内では高額でやり取りされてるんだ。うわー、この方でこのカラーリング見られるなんて。
Guess I need to fix the bones on my hair. He's kind of like Raoul with his myths. I didn't know you were so into cars, Gil.
いや、好きじゃないよ。
Huh? For some reason, he gave a forceful denial.
ごめん。ちょっと仕事関係で知ることがあっただけで、別に好きじゃないんだ。
Sure looked like he liked them when he was taking photos earlier.
ごめん。君と話しているのに車の話なんてするべきじゃなかったよね。それよりまだ時間平気？夕飯までの間に君を連れて行きたい場所があるんだ。
Gil changed the subject and once again held out his hand to me. I want to talk about cars some more. But that was the model answer for the practice date. Don't get too excited about your hobby. Hold back a little. Though I felt a little let down, I took his hand in mine and continued his date plan. Gil took me to a bit of everywhere. There was a nice cafe that he found. He bought me a famous Lost York dessert as a souvenir. The date was normal and fun, but... At the cafe, he put the straw into my drink instead of letting me put it in. Anytime I started window shopping, he noticed and tried to drag me inside the store. Also, Gil is carrying all my purchases. Ooh. Even during dinner, he cut my steak for me. Worse, he served it to me too. Plus, Gil drove us around to every corner of the city.
よし、家に着いた。さあ、部屋まで送っていくよ。
By the time the date ended, I felt utterly drained. Gil took care of me too much, way too much. Gil came around to my side after parking his car. He opened the door for me. Thanks, Gil, but I can open my own door.
ダメだよ。今日はデートなんだから、俺に全部面倒見させて。あ、そこの段差気をつけて。転ぶと危ないからね。あ、車に乗りっぱなしで疲れてない？さっきドリンク買っておいたんだ。よかったら飲んで。
I'm not even on this date and I'm tired. But really, I'm okay. We just had dinner.
まあ、そっか。あとは帰るだけだもんな。
Yeah, good thing there's just 10 meters to go. All that's left is to go home. However, I felt a strange sense of fear in regards to him preparing a drink. Gil's so excessive with pampering his partner, I'll become a spoiled brat. I'm more concerned about Gil's fawning as a friend rather than his advisor. Though I'm sure someone out there actually likes that treatment.
それで、今日の俺、何点だった？
You get 100 points. My mind was elsewhere while Gil was waiting on my response. Seems he remembered that this was a practice date. About that, can you give me some time? I'm thinking about both options. One rank for marriage, another for general outcome.
そっか、了解。焦ってないからゆっくり考えて。
Honestly, I kind of want you to feel a bit pressured.
ごめんごめん。でも明日も明後日もデートでしょ。だから来週まで待つよ。待つのは得意だからさ。
Oh, speaking of waiting, Gil was an hour early today. I want to point that out to him, but it's probably better to summarize everything later.
さあ、家に戻ろう。帰ったらカモミールティーでも入れるよ。
Seems like Gil's date mode will continue until midnight. I was still worried about that as Gil carried my belongings into the house where the other Parasite 5 awaited. Oh, wedding disaster, huh? After Alan's practice date, I'm exhausted. My final date was finally over. I was completely exhausted and rolled onto my bed. I started with Gil on Tuesday. Then came Owen and the pool. There was also my mythical date with Raoul. Fashion-filled date with Ryuki, and finally the last date with Alan. All of them had their highs, but there's a lot of adjustments that need to be made. Gil is over-attentive. Mr. Essen can't stop proxying everything. Raoul would be fine if it wasn't for his obsession with myth. Ryuki was lovely, but he thinks he's a 10 and everyone else is a 5. And Alan won't stop flirting. There's also the fact that he prefers women who are already taken. There's much to be desired. I'm not confident that the overall situation has improved even 1% this past week. Tomorrow's the second episode of Parasite House will air.
これから1ヶ月間、彼らはここで婚活トレーニングしてもらう予定さ。来週にはどんなメンズに成長してるかな?
Oh no. All according to Bomber Chorozu, anyway. I did send them some advice. Naturally, Gil was all fingers and thumbs. And true to himself, Raoul worked in myths somehow. Ryuki just sent me a beauty haul list. I just sent my notes to Alan, so he hasn't responded yet. Thankfully, Monsieur Essen responded instead of his proxy. I'd say that's worth something. I completely understand. But his response is unbelievably short. Well, look at Monsieur Essen's message. I got a response from Alan. I was kind of short in my message. Hopefully he takes a hint and reflects on his actions. I reminded him not to try and bed girls for fun, to keep his hands to himself, and ask him if he really wants to get married. I really hope that he would look deep inside himself for a proper response as I opened up the email. I hope you had as much fun today as I did. If you start feeling lonely and can't fall asleep, or you just want to spend some time alone with me, come find me. I'll take good care of you. He doesn't get it at all. I felt abjectly disappointed by Alan's response. Whatever, I'm going to sleep. I didn't have the energy to respond. Instead, I turned over my smartphone and took out the pillow I was gifted. This pillow is like a cloud. If only Chi was here with me. My shoulders go stiff if I respond to today. I glance around, but Chi is still missing in action. Did Chi really go back to Celestia? He was always by my side ever since I descended to the human realm. Naturally, I miss him. Plus, I want that electric shock. Maybe I should ask Aunt Minerva about him. Uh-oh. Where did Chi go? Drowsiness overwhelmed me. It was impossible to think straight. I sink into the cloud-like pillow and fall asleep. The next morning. Everyone dressed to the nines and was traveling via Raul's private jet. Oh, wow. Where are we going?
うわー、すごい空飛んでる。ラウルこんなすごい乗り物持ってたんだね。やっぱ空飛ぶのはロマンだ
What
よ
is with
な。
that tie?
わかる。やっぱり空はいいよね。ギガントマキアーが起こらないかワクワクするよ。
Gigantomachia is supposedly the war between the Dai contestants and the Titans over control of the universe. It was one of the stories that Dad talked about a lot. At least, I think that's what it was.
俺も急に車が空飛んだりしないかワクワクするよ。
Gil and Razul gaze out of the window with glee. Their conversation is a bit nostalgic, but hey, they're getting along. Or nonsensical. Sorry.
自家用ジェットか。なかなか便利だな。私も導入を検討するか。
みんな枕持ってきたよ。使う？
Oh, he brought pills for everyone, huh?
あ、助かります。
携帯加湿器も持ってきた。ジェットって乾燥するから。
Looks like everyone is getting along better than I imagined. I wasn't about to do much advising for everyone during our date week, but maybe because of that. The Parasite 5 plus 1 seem to be getting along while still being themselves. That's good. It's nice when everyone's at ease. If they can keep this up and be capable of talking to women too, we can drop the Parasite from Parasite 5. Have to make sure tonight's broadcast goes off without a hitch. That way the views will be behind them as well. I was hyping myself up inside my mind while I looked at my nails that had been done by Ryuki. I was wearing a frilly skirt that had a bit more flair than what I usually wear. Ryuki decided to match my nails with it. I find it helpful that he does this kind of thing without being asked, but his hurtful words still weigh heavily on my heart. He flat out said that my nails and skirt don't match. He even removed my manicure from the shop. Aww. Anyway, we're going to a wedding. We're going to a wedding ceremony. Ooh. I look around at everyone. They're all properly dressed for the occasion. Owen is dressed as usual, but for some reason the president looks more formal than he usually is. Today, we're all going to participate in a wedding ceremony. A member kindly invited us out of goodwill. They liked the first episode of Parasite House, and really were enamored with Parasite 5. That member then reached out to the other bridal advisor in order to invite us to the wedding. Upon getting word of that, the TV producer negotiated a live broadcast of that wedding for the show. Aww.
これで今度は間違いなく撮れているはずだな。
Peter, the assistant director, is also here on the jet.
ちょっとあんた、服すらまともに着られないの？
Ryuki is adjusting Peter's shirt buttons.
なるほど、こうすればいいのだな。助かったぞ、人の子よ。
That was weird. Peter's just as weird as the rest of the Parasite 5. I'm so worried about the second broadcast. I hope it goes well. Still, we were invited to a wedding, so I have to give it my all. I need to get the Parasite 5 hearing wedding bells. If they see the wedding, then they should get bitten by the marriage bug too. I'm certain of it. Well, kind of certain. Half of me is anxious. The other half is hopeful that the jet continues soaring through the skies toward the wedding chapel. And then, we arrived at the chapel and freshened up. Thus began the second episode of Parasite House.
Hey, ロサンヨークの君たち、チャンネルはそのまま。パラサイトハウスの時間だよ。番組の司会は前回に引き続き僕、みんなのバンバーチョリソーがお送りします。知ってるかい？今日はなんとキューピッドコーポレーションの会員の子に結婚式に呼ばれたらしいんだ。素敵な結婚式を見て婚活男子たちはどんな顔をするのか、ぜひ楽しんで見ていってくれよな。 さあカメラさん、式場の様子のレポート頼むぜ。
このピーターが責任を持って順番に移していくぞ。
お、カメラマンさんはピーターっていうのか。 Thank you ピーター。でも返事が来たのなんて初めてだぜ。
Maybe Peter should have stayed quiet. This live broadcast has so many potential pitfalls. Suddenly the camera pans to me. I smile politely and wave. Good evening, everyone. Tonight we are at the wedding chapel located on the 18th floor of Cupid Corporation.
わお、キューピッドコーポレーションには結婚式場まであるのかい。
Yes, our motto is from that fateful first moment to your wedding vows. We support our members from first meet to I do. We also have a wedding dress boutique located on the first floor. Members can get easy access to a wedding consultation.
そいつは心強い味方だな。じゃあカメラさん、素敵な結婚式場の様子を映してくれるかい。
Bomber Chirozu shouted the direction, and Peter turned the camera on the bride and groom. Took that chance to check in with the Parasite 5. Immediately, Gil's eyes lit up with joy as he looked at the newlyweds-to-be.
わあ、あのドレス綺麗。
That's the exact reaction I wanted from Gil. Now, what about the others? Alma was snapping pictures with his phone. I assume they were for Monsieur Essen. Uh-oh.
なんで白いスーツにあの靴を合わせるわけ？ねえ、不愉快だからコーディネートしてきたいんだけど。
No, you don't. You can't be rude about the groom's fashion at his wedding. It's his wedding. Ryuki was obviously put off by the fashion choices of all the attendees, groom included.
へえ、結婚式のセットか。稽古なのに随分大掛かりだね。ところで結婚といえばジュノーだけれど。
Brill already got started on the relationship between marriage and mythology. Still thinks it's just training.
へえ、君既婚者なんだ。ちょっとここ出て二人きりで話さない？
Alan, we're on TV right now. Control yourself. Alan takes any and every chance to hit on the wedding attendees. The president is already typing up a message.
なるほど。
At least he's working on his laptop instead of his phone. Still, he's knee-deep in business. The president is fine, though. He's in the corner of the room. Still, only Gil is reacting positively to the wedding.
彼女のウェディングドレス姿、早く見てみたいな。できれば俺が。
So we're back to talking about her again. As usual, everything comes back to her with Gil. After the date week, I recommended a few people to Gil. However, he simply apologized and turned them all down. I'll have to press him on this girl he keeps thinking about. Pretty sure it's Clarice, though. I'll support his desire if it looks like he has a chance, but if it looks like nothing will change, I'll urge him to move on. While thinking that, I join in celebrating the bride walking down the aisle. Probably should already have, encouraged him to move on. A few minutes later, everyone moved to the party room for the reception.
さあさあ、ここからはお待ちかねの披露宴だ。ごちそうとケーキ入刀。スタジオにいるこっちは生殺しだぜ。じゃあカメラマンのピーター君、会場の様子のレポートバッチリ頼むよ。
任せてくれ。
Pete, get that camera right side up.
こちらか。
Yes, that way.
何？
Ooh, who hit him?
すまない、カメラをぶつけたようだ。
No.
大丈夫？ギル。
You right there, kid.
とラウル・アコニットが映るだけでスタジオは大騒ぎだ。でも僕
大丈夫。
Calls him
ありがとう、
kid.
ラウル。
Gil and Roll are pleasantly chatting. All that time, the bride and groom started their speech, so the camera panned to them. We all took that chance to whisper something into Gil's ear.
ねえギル、サタンが現れたんだけど、君に助けてもらえない？
What? The devil?
これだよ、このまがまがしいオーラ。
Oh, Raoul pointed at an oyster. Pardon, but you said the devil. Do you mean this oyster?
忘れもしない。今から8年前、ボルトモアへ家族で行った時に俺は会ったんだ。あの地獄の底から這い上がってきたサタンに。俺はこのサタンに襲われ、地獄の苦しみを味わった。でもその時に神に救ってもらったんだ。
ああ、そういえばラウル苦手だったよね。生牡蠣食べて当たったんだっけ？美味しいのにもったいない。
I heard Gil swipe Raoul's oyster. Then he tipped it into his mouth. Aww.
ギル、ありがとう。命の恩人だよ。
俺は生牡蠣好きだから嬉しいよ。ボルトモアにいた頃はよく食べたけど、ロサンヨークに出てからは全然食べてないし。
Aw, how nice. The bromance is so strong with this. I love it. Oh, come to think of it, Baltimore is Gil's hometown. Baltimore is a port town far away from Lost York. I remember him telling me that he came to Lost York to go to college. I look at Gil chewing on the oyster while still fixating on Raoul and Ryuki.
あ、ラウルこぼしてるよ。ほら、布巾で拭いて。計算員くんもお肉残さないでもっとバランスよく食べなきゃ。
野菜だけで十分だよ。
お肉も大切な栄養分だよ。
Gil sounds like someone's mother. Oh, yes. I don't have a real mother, so I wouldn't know if that's true. Still, he is acting like a stereotypical movie mom. Kind of jealous. I want someone I can call mom. My mom is Venus, goddess of beauty, but she's not really motherly. That's why I've always yearned for a movie mom.
ああ、ほら君、グラス空になってるよ。ほら、このメニュー表から選んで。
Aw, nice. Thanks, Mom. Aww.
今ギルのことをお母さんって呼んだ？
Oh my god, so sorry, Gil. It's just you were acting like a mother, so I couldn't help it.
お母さん、お母さん。それが相手にしてもらえない理由か。それでも俺は尽くすことしかできない。それでおかわりはどのドリンクがいい？
Oh, something non-alcoholic, please. Maybe like a virgin fuzzy navel. Ew.
了解。あ、すみません。ファジーネーブル一つお願いします。
はい、かしこまりました。
Thank you, Gil.
これくらい大丈夫だよ。
Ew.
ギル、頑張れ。
You're gonna need it.
うん。
それではこれからケーキ入刀です。
Yay,
どう
cake!
ぞ皆様お近くでご覧ください。
The MC was now announcing the cake cutting.
Oh, こいつはご注目だ。はい、パラサイト5。みんな、ちゃんと結婚式を見てるかい？
Peter turns the camera on us when Bomber Chorizo speaks. Oh, right, we're in the middle of a show. I snap back to reality and turn to look at the Parasite 5. The president and Owen were still working at the moment. The camera is live, you two.
ああ、失礼。
The president rose from his seat, smartphone in hand, and moved out of view of the camera. Owen turned his laptops toward the camera and showed the email he was writing.
私はこの結婚式についてクライアントにご報告しておりました。
お世話になっております。本日の報告です。ってめっちゃ事務メールじゃんっていうか相変わらず本人いないんだね。
はい、そのために私がおりますから。
代理結婚でもいいぜって。お嬢さんはぜひ S 氏を応援してあげてくれ。ところで、計算員くんは何かを書いてるみたいだけど、何してるんだい？
Oh, he's drawing. Huh? I turned to look and see what Bomber Chorizo was talking about. It seems that Ryuki was drawing in a crocus sketchbook. Oh, I just got one of those.
違うな。ここは赤じゃなくて。
Ryuki-kun, what's this?
いい案が浮かんだからデザイン中。今度のうちの新作にするよ。
Oh?
それってここは折り返して、あ、裏地は紫もいいな。
Ryuki continues to sketch while taking inspiration from the outfits around him.
ふーん。あの人、あのスーツにあの柄のネクタイ合わせたんだ。結構いいコーディネートじゃん。
Breaking news, Ryuki actually complimented someone else's style. Who? Why did I sound like a damn owl? I urgently whispered that to him. Ryuki proudly pointed in a specific direction.
あの人が着てるやつ。あれ、実は僕が作ったスーツなんだよね。
That's why he complimented it. Wait, really?
僕が作ったスーツ？計算員くんがあのスーツを作ったのかい？
Absolutely. Ryuki-kun is the creative designer of the R Yuki brand.
ああ、その店俺知ってるよ。7番街にあるよね。
わお！その若さで店を持ってるって、そいつすげえよ。ぜひ僕の服も仕立ててもらいたいぐらいだぜ。ってことでどうだい、計算員くん？
今いいところだから黙って。
Every time I go for a drink, she's just, Why can't you smile?
Like the boy. 嫌いじゃないぜ。
それではブーケトスです。結婚したい皆さん、どうぞ前へ。
あ、ブーケトスが来た。行かなきゃ。
While Yuki was still sketching, Gil frantically got up and dashed over to the crowd of women gathering there. While in the midst of the crowd, Gil jumped for the bouquet, but took a tumble. Ooh. Naturally, Peter got the perfect shot of the entire flop. Every viewer in Lost York saw Gil fall flat on his lovelorn face. Aww. The rest of the wedding was thankfully uneventful. With that, the second episode of Parasite House came to a peaceful end. I'm exhausted. Upon returning to the share house, I collapse onto the sofa.
大丈夫？今ハーブティー入れるから。
Thanks, Gil. I think I'll have some herbal tea when I get downstairs.
お母さんじゃなかったの？
Shut up. That was a mistake. Let that go.
大丈夫？疲れが取れるようにゼウスとヘラ、ジュピターとジュノーのことね。二人の喧嘩話読み聞かせしようか？
No, thank you. Hard pass, Raoul. I rolled around on the sofa while looking at some reactions to today's broadcast. Let's see. Let's try #ParasiteHouse. Let's see. Ruki is just too adorable. Boys are so cute when they try and act all serious. That Ryuki, right? Does he have anything to do with that fashion brand? Oh, his grandmother's line. Wait, is Ryuki related to the actual founder of Kai? Oh, they all found out who he was. Nice. Wow, it's like 99% Ryuki. It seems that everyone swooned over how he looked when drawing up a design. They're all talking about how cute he is or how they want to baby him. Some of them are even asking him to step on them. Ew. But this is really good considering how popular Ryuki will become. I hope I can make a match for him soon. Ew, not that they want him to step on him. Ew, that he's 19. I don't want to, like, yuck anybody's yum. Look, Ryuki-kun, you're trending. Everyone really likes you.
The parasite in question glanced at the smartphone screen, then went back to...
He misted me again!
そんなの見る前にやることあるでしょ
Rude. Sir, yes, sir. I'll go remove my makeup and do my nighttime skin routine.
あとパックも
Should do that too. Yes, sir. Ryuki glared at me, so I put down my phone and dashed to the sink. As always, Ryuki is doubly strict on people who don't put beauty before all else. Still, since our date the other day, he seems a lot more mild. His missed attacks hasn't changed, but he at least is more helpful now. Previously, he just ignored my presence. The fact that he's paying attention to me is a major step forward. Of course, I'm sure I'm leagues away from making a match for him. He still has a long way to go. But in this moment, I really thought we were making progress. Alright, pride of man. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. A few days after the last episode,
みんな出かけている間にシーツ洗うけどいいよね
oh, how nice.
ああ、ありがとうギル。
よろしく。
この洗剤でお願い肌に優しいから
ありがとうございます、ラブクラフトさん。社長が気にかけてハウスキーパーでも入れようかとお話しされていましたが。
平気平気俺結構家事好きだし彼女の前でいいとこ見せたいし
Ah, still trying to impress, huh?
彼女？
なんでもないよとにかくみんな行ってらっしゃい
Thanks a bunch, Gil.
稽古終わったら帰るから。
Seemed like everyone was getting used to daily life in the house. That's nice. Guess things have a way of working themselves out. As I walked to the office as usual, I thought more about the daily lives of the Parasite 5. Because of my date week, I'd been doing most of my work remotely. It's been a while since I've spent much time at the office. Today I've got an interview with a local magazine about Parasite House. I guess I should give Lost York TV the credit they deserve. The response to Parasite House has been pretty amazing. Cupid Corp membership has seen a huge jump, and all the negative press from before has been dying down. Claire's system development department has also been managing an official Parasite House blog. They're mostly just been posting everyday life sort of stuff, but people seem to really be enjoying it. The Parasite 5 deserves some of the credit too, of course. So to thank them, I need to put all my effort into finding them wives. I arrived at the office and stood waiting for the elevator. After a second, I realized someone was standing next to me. Ah, Mr. Snail, good morning.
ああ、おはよう。今日は出社日だったか。
Ooh. He was composing an email even while talking to me. He was gone before I woke up, so I hadn't seen him since the night before. Well, I've always got an interview with a local magazine. They want to talk to me about Parasite House.
ほう、そうか。ところで、パラサイト5の方はどうだ？
He just wants to know about Mr. Essen. Well, they still got a bit of a reputation, so it's not exactly smooth sailing just yet. I've mainly been trying to understand their preferences better and introduce them to good potential matches. For example, Gil should avoid girls that remind him of his ex, so I'm focusing on girls that are the opposite of Claris. And Mr. Essen is the prestige parasite, so I've been recommending girls that may be eager to dedicate herself to his success. For Raoul, I tried introducing girls who are into mythology, but apparently he already knows all of them. Yikes.
ああ、この子たちにわかで全然神話好きじゃないよ。多分俺がパラサイトハウスに出てるからわざと神話好きって書いたんじゃない？
Oh, at least he knows. So of course he rejected that one too. Ryuki didn't show the least bit of interest in any of the photos I showed him. Thought I'd pick out some of the most attractive members, but he couldn't have cared less. As for Alan, our problem child.
へえ、かわいい子だね。会ってみようかな。
When he talks like that, it makes me nervous. I insisted on coming to their meetup, and right away he asked if she has a boyfriend. Ultimately, she was the one who turned him down. Gil had an excuse for every single one. This one isn't quite his type, that one is just a little too young, stuff like that. To be honest, I'm kind of at a loss right now, but I'm not about to give up yet.
そうか、頼もしいな。しかし一体彼らの何がダメなんだ？地位も家柄もルックスもいいだろう。
Right, but that's not the issue. The fact is, it seems like none of them have any interest in actually getting married.
我が社の会員なのにか？
Yeah, exactly. It's like none of them are in any hurry, so they're not taking any of this seriously. We've had members whose parents forced them to join and things like that, so they had no interest, but never anything as bad as this.
S 氏は切実だと聞いたか。
I'm getting the sense that he does feel pressure to get married, but he doesn't actually want to. It's so difficult. Feels like he treats getting married like applying for a license or earning a certificate or something.
そうか。なるほど。確かにそうかもしれないな。
Called him out. Also, this is just my opinion, but they all have pretty fulfilled lives, so they might not see any point in getting married.
なるほど。つまり皆を結婚する気にさせればいいということだな。
Right, but even then, that still might not be enough. They still need to deal with the parasite personalities. Otherwise, that'll just be consulting and a constant obstacle. If they can fix that, only then can I be confident saying things will turn out okay.
お前から見てどうなんだ？女性として彼らは魅力的ではないのか？
Absolutely not. I would immediately reject every one of them.
お断り？先ほど地位も家柄もルックスも申し分ないと言っていたはずだが。
Generally speaking, sure, but status and looks aren't what matter to me.
興味ない？一体なぜ？
Well, because I don't think that's where a person's value comes from. It's what's on the inside that matters most. That's what I learned back in Celestia. Relationships based on status, looks, family, things like that, they always end poorly. Of course, those things can still lead to true love, but it usually relies on coming to love what's on the inside too. I mean, those things can have value when looking for a partner, but if that's your focus, I don't think you'll reach your goal.
なぜそう思う？
Like, if I went out with Gil, he'd just compare me to his lost love forever, and I might never even meet Mr. Essen. Ryuki wouldn't acknowledge me without my makeup, and Rule would spend every waking second talking to me about mythology. Alan, meanwhile, was completely out of the question in every way possible, but I didn't want to get into that with the president. Part of our company's terms of service is that anyone who has no genuine desire to get married will be removed from the program. Still, as long as there are members, I have to keep fighting for them. As the god of love, and in order to earn my promotion, I intend to see every one of them, Parasite 5, get married.
そうか。頼んだぞ。
He's in trouble. Just then, the elevator arrived, and a mass of people stepped out. Our conversation about the Parasite 5 had come to a natural end, so as we got on the elevator, we stood in silence. He's thinking a lot about everything. Good.
興味ないか。
Once I was by myself, I thought about our conversation.
まさか地位に興味がないという女性が存在しているとはな。だが普通人間は地位に惹かれるはずだ。
Every piece of media in the world confirmed that fact. Movies, novels. In every case, people of status were the popular ones. And with our company, the ones who find partners the fastest are always of higher standing.
だから私は間違っていない。私がやるべきは地位を高め維持すること。人は地位しか見ていない。結局最終的に選ばれるのは地位ある人間のみなのだから。
If only that was true.
それでは今日はインタビューよろしくお願いいたします。
Yes, absolutely. Sitting in the conference room, I exchanged pleasantries with the interviewer and editor from Gossiper Weekly. They want to do a special feature about Parasite House, and they're going to promote Cupid Corp along with that.
見てますよ、パラサイトハウス。すごく面白い番組ですよね。ラウル・アーコニットの意外な素顔も見られて。
I'm glad you like it. She mentioned Raul's other side, but boy, if they only knew. But I just smiled and kept my mouth shut.
それでは早速御社のシステムについてお伺いさせてください。
Of course. So everyone who joins Cupid Corp is assigned their own personal bridal advisor. I launched into the same exclamation I would give to any new member. Our revolutionary Cupid system creates a detailed member database, then makes suggestions based on each person's profile. We offer group events, casual cafe chats, and lots of other ways to meet potential mates, all tailored to the member's personality. We also have a wedding chapel on site, which helps to remind everyone why they're here and amplify the entire process.
へえ、結構しっかりとサポートしてくれるんですね。婚活ってもっと放置されるものだと思っていました。
Our members are our top priority. Our slogan is from your first encounter to your final vows, and we're committed to that goal.
さすがですね。キューピッドコーポレーションがこの忙しいロサンヨークのビジネスパーソンたちに人気なのもよくわかる気がします。それでは次はキューピッドコーポレーションの創設者であるシェルビー社長についてお伺いしたいんですが。
ああ、お宅の社長さん、すごい愛妻家ですよね。前にどっかの。
Oh, right. I believe I saw that article. Ah, crap. She must be talking about that article with the picture of the back of my head. I hope that doesn't cause trouble. Decided I should probably talk to him about that after the interview. Then I thought more about what the article had said. He talked about his daily life with his wife, how they decide what to eat, what they do on their days off. Ugh, my voice. But with what I know about Mr. Snail, it's hard to imagine him living that kind of life. The more I get to know him, the more I have to wonder how accurate his public persona really is. I mean, the man described in that article seems rather excited and energetic, which is kind of odd. He said how much he loved his wife, which is great, but I just can't imagine him saying all that stuff with a straight face. The article also mentioned how much he values the time he spends with his wife, but he's been at Parasite House this whole time. And whenever I see him, all he's doing is writing work emails. Is it really okay for him to be spending so much time away from home? Suddenly, I felt the temperature in the room drop. A cold wind tugged at my clothes. And I realized, this feeling. It's the exact same feeling I used to get when another god would pass close by me in Celestia. I glanced around, but I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. I guess it was just my imagination.
どうかされましたか？
Sorry, yes, everything's fine. I gave my head a small shake to clear my mind and turned my focus back to the interviewer. But that feeling of a godly presence lingered. Ooh. A few days later, It was time for the next episode of Parasite House.
Mina, 準備はいいか?
Aye.
We've reached the third episode, and everyone seems to be getting into the flow of things by this point. Everyone's been so much more relaxed lately. Life's been good at the shared house, so I think today's episode should go smoothly.
では中継が始まるぞ。
I don't like you. I don't know what you're
は
about,
い、
but I
ロサン
don't
ヨークの
like
君
you.
たち、チャンネルはそのま
And I
ま
love white-haired anime
パラ
boys.
サイトハウスの時間だよ。番組の司会は前回に引き続き僕、みんなのボンバーチョリソーがお送りします。今日のテーマは家事だということで、パラサイト5に家事をやってもらうよ。それではパラサイトハウスで行ってみよう。はい、パラサイト5たち元気かい？
はーい、元気だよ。
お、いいね。ところでラウルは何持ってるんだい？
今日のテーマは家事でしょ。だから俺の考えるアンブロシアを作ってみようと思ってさ。
Ooh, ambrosia. I'm pretty sure ambrosia is not supposed to be that dark, and definitely not that thick.
ああ、やっぱり栄養素たっぷりの食材で作ればそれっぽくなるかなと思ってたんだけど、途中から違うかなって。
You did. Rao just stood there with a goofy grin on his face as he stirred his bubbly concoction. Ryuki snatched the container and poured it down the sink, then turned on the garbage disposal as if to emphasize his disgust.
ああ、アンブロシアが。
はあ、せめて食材無駄にするならパックに使えるもの作ってよ。
今の泥パックっぽくてよくなかった？
A mud pack.
あんなの肌につけたら荒れるに決まってるよ。
Let's check in on Gil. I believe he's working on a really amazing dish right now. Follow me. I guided Peter over to Gil, where when he saw me coming, his eyes lit up.
すごい料理だなんて照れるな。今作ってるからもうちょっと待ってね。実は昨日から下ごしらえしてたんだ。
あお、もしかしてギルは料理男子ってやつかい？
いや、そこまでじゃ。
He said that, but at the same time, he was seasoning a perfectly cut piece of meat and working on another dish at the same time.
それでこの下味をつけたら本当は一晩寝かせるんだけれど、こちらにすでに用意したものがあります。
これ料理番組だっけ？
Right?
じゃあこれをオーブンに入れている間にこの下味をつけておいた魚でアクアパッツァを作るね。
Oh, aqua pizza. For some reason, Gil winked at me as he said that. Is he trying to advertise his cooking skills or something? I made a mental note to jot that down later. As I was thinking about that, someone bumped into me from behind. Ooh, that sounded rough.
すみません。
Owen, are you okay? As I turned around, I saw Owen holding a plate with nothing on it but a single jelly drink.
いえ、私も一応代理として家事をと思いまして。
How is a jelly drink cooking? Owen, you can't just put a jelly drink on a plate and call it cooking.
え？
Oh, Owen and Mr. Snell both looked equally surprised. Apparently, they seriously thought this counted as cooking. No! Mr. Snell loves that jelly drink, and his wife probably cooks for him, so he's never had to think about it. After getting over that shock, I looked over to see Alan lounging on a nearby couch. Alan, aren't you going to cook something?
ああ、俺実は料理って自分で作ったことないんだよね。
and there's your problem.
え、自分で作ったことない？
自分一人だと面倒で作らないし、それに大抵女の子がいつも作ってくれるからさ、必要ないでしょ？
Rude. Alan looked directly at the camera and unleashed one of his disgustingly sweet smiles.
色男だな。でも手を出したらやけどしそうだぜ。
やけどよりも体を熱くしてやるよ。だから俺の家はいつでも料理を作ってくれる女の子大歓迎だよ。
自分で作ればいいじゃないか。
Right.
はあ？ギル君は女の子に作ってもらうの反対派？
Gail seemed surprisingly annoyed by Alan's matter-of-fact question.
そりゃそうだよ。男は女の子に尽くすのが一番だって思ってるからね。
I mean, there's a lot of people that would find that
でもさ、
endearing.
それってエゴじゃない？
どういう意味だよ。
君が良かれと思ってやってる家事ってさ、本当に女の子が望んでいるものだって思ってる？
But yeah, some women want to be the housemaker.
女の子がやりたいことをやらせるのが一番だって思ってる。だから尽くしてもらうし、シェアするんだ。
やってもらっておいてそんな態度ないだろ。だいたいエゴなんかじゃない。俺の家事にみんな満足してるはずだ。そうだよね。
Well,
正直洗濯物の扱いは雑だよね。今あんたが着てるその服も本当は陰干し必須だけど、やってないから若干色が抜けてるし。
それは
相手の 100% 望む家事なんて誰にもできやしない。それに尽くすのが好きだって女の子もいるんだよ。君は知らないのかもしれないけど。
でも誰だって家事をしてもらったら嬉しいはず。
there
俺
are
は
some
よ
women that
く
do.
料理を食べてもらえて幸せって言ってもらってるよ。そういう喜びの提供も男の役目じゃない？
でも女の子にばっか負担させるなんて不平等だ。絶対ダメだよ。俺は女の子の立場に立って。
それがエゴだって言ってるんだよ。女の子によって欲しいものは違う。それをちゃんと考えて尽くさなきゃただの押し付けだ。今日の料理だって作りすぎじゃない？これを女の子に出したらさすがに惹かれるよ。
でもネットで女子が好きな食べ物ランキングの上位5つを作ったつもりだけど。
Made the top 5.
こんな太りそうな料理が人気なの？だからみんな偏差値が低いんだよ。
太りそうな料理？そんなことないよね。君はこれ好きだよね。
Gil was practically pleading with me. I looked at all the food he'd made and decided to respond as his advisor. Well, to be honest, calorie count does concern me. And you made so much, even everyone here couldn't finish it all.
そんな。
ほら言ったろ？こんなハイカロリーの食べ物を君のために作ったなんて女の子に言ってごらんよ。プレッシャーだぜ。
Does.
でも俺はただ喜んでもらいたくて。
その気持ちがプレッシャーなんだよ。ゲルはさ、自分のテクニックに自信がないから家事して許してもらおうって思ってるんじゃない？
はあ？テクってそんなもんどうでもいいじゃん。
それは重要だと思うよギル。
Style doesn't
なんで
matter.
まで。
信じられないなら彼女で試してみようか。気持ちいい夢を見せてくれる男と一方的に尽くしてくる男のどっちがいいって。
Some women do want a subservient dog.
くそ、そんなこと言うならさぞや立派なもん持ってるってことだよな。
もちろん。疑うなら見せてやろうか。 ん？君も見せることが条件で、だけど
望むところだ。
Let's not bring it on. Huh? Wait. As I quickly covered Peter's camera with both hands, I heard the sound of undressing from behind me.
どうだ、立派だろ。
へえ、思ってたよりでかいんだ。せっかく立派なもん持ってるならなおさらそっちで奉仕する
Notice
よ
how
いいの
Alan
に。
kept his clothes on.
俺は女の子とは真摯に向き合いたいんだ。体の関係とかは両思いになって順序を踏んでやりたいし。
俺のはどう？
Really?
ラウルまで脱がないでよ。
Nobody has to see yours, Rebel, and you're even bigger than me.
ちょっと汚いの見せないでくれない？
じゃあ君のは綺麗ってこと？
Don't just undress
勝手
him.
に脱がすなよ。別に見られて困るもんじゃないけど。
おい、お前たち何を？
What are you doing?
シェルビーも見せてよ。実は初回の時に思ってたんだけど、シェルビーの裸って
I can't.
古代ローマの彫刻みたいでいいよね。
You know, we're just gonna let it happen.
おい、やめろ。
ラウル、俺も古代ローマの彫刻みたいだよね。
Oh, poor baby.
なんとか言ってよ。
っていうかサイズよりやっぱテクニックじゃない？
ああ、アランが見せろって言ったんだろ。
俺は見せてやろうかって言っただけで、別に見せてほしいなんて一度も言ってないけど。
He showed his.
言ったな。
ちょっと誇り立てないでよ。
ふむ、サイズというのは男にとって大切なものなのか。初めて知ったぞ。
No.
私のも見てもらうとしようか。
Peter, no. Do not take your clothes off. And don't move the camera or you'll show everything. Just stop moving. We're having such a nice night.
わお、なんかのミスで中継が切れちゃったぜ。通信状況が悪かったのかな？
Yeah, that's what
じ
happened.
ゃあ仕方ない。あとまだ15分あるけど、通信状況が復活するまでこのボンバーチョリソーがお相手だ。いや
That's
ー、それ
entirely
にして
what's
も
happened.
みんなからは立派にそれぞれ女の子を大切にする気持ちが伝わってきたね。さすが婚活男子。それで
Uh-huh. Oh, hey,
という
Yuki.
わけで僕としては一番大事なのはハートかなと思うわけで。もう15分経った？番組終わり？
It's been a lot of fun this episode.
わお、中継復活できないまま終わっちまったぜ。テレビの前のみんな Sorry。でも次回はきっと素敵な回になると
Yeah,
思う。
let's hope the next episode goes better.
みんなぜひ来週も楽しみにしてくれよな。ボンバーチョリソーでした。
Bye-bye. We're getting to see who this guy is.
バカなやつらめ、自滅していった。
That voice is so weird.
これで勝機は我らにやってきた。今こそ痛い目を見せてやる。
そんなんだからギルはお母さん止まりなんだよ。
うるさいな。俺のことは放っておけよ。
Hey, guys? The live broadcast has ended, but the arguing was far from over.
ラグナロクみたい。
だからそういうコンプレックスを隠して女の子が望まないことしてるからいつまでも失恋パラサイトなんだよ。
女の子の気持ちを無視した略奪パラサイトには言われたくない。少なくとも俺は。
Hey, knock it off, both of you. I slammed my hands on the table and yelled as loud as I could. They finally stopped arguing while they were still naked.
いつから君
I've been here the whole time. I've been here the whole time, and the show's over in case any of you care.
あ、本当だ。俺たちの全裸地上波乗っちゃった？
Luckily for you, I managed to cover the camera, but now I need all of you to put your clothes on and sit down. Ooh. I glared at them as they sheepishly got dressed. Gil looked especially embarrassed, but made an effort to look at me.
ごめん。
Mm-hmm. Just sit down, Gil.
はい。
He did as I asked, and I just folded my arms across my chest and continued to glare at them. Parasite 5, listen up. None of you have any desire to get married, and none of you care about the feelings of the women around you.
俺はだって。
Gil, you always go too far without thinking about the other person. You need to think about her and get some perspective. Ooh, we laying into them. Alan, enough with the one-night stands. Unless you show some desire to get married, we're going to revoke your membership.
俺は夢を見させるって言っただけなんだけどな。
We all know what that's a euphemism for.
というか、ごめんね。君の前で脱いだりして。変なもの見せちゃったというか。
That's not what I'm mad about. I don't care about seeing someone's naked body.
興味ない。
The heart of the problem here is... Oh, Chi's here. I couldn't remember the last time I'd seen Chi, and then all of a sudden he just appeared out of nowhere. Wait, what is it? My cell phone? My phone was on the table, and she was desperately circling around it. I decided to investigate. Huh? There's a flood of comments coming in. Earlier I searched at #Parasite House on Instagram and left the app open. Now I was staring at a wall of awful comments. Ooh. Damn, that was raunchy. Don't they realize children could have been watching? Who in the heck is in charge of Cupid Corp anyway? Everyone in the house is super attractive, but they're also dumb as hell. I think I'm done with this show. I just want to see Raul, but he's not getting any screen time at all. This sucks.
炎上?
Not good ones.
何?
This is really bad. Scrolling through the comments, I saw nothing but negativity. Even Raul's diehard fans were upset. Then his agent called. Hello, this is Z. First of all, I didn't make him do shit. He did that on his own. I'm very sorry. Of course. I really am sorry. I promise nothing like this will happen again. She hung up. I glanced over at the Parasite 5. They were still sitting and looking appropriately ashamed.
まあなんていうか大人げなかったことは謝るよ。ごめん。
いや、俺もちょっとカッとなっちゃってごめん。確かにエゴの押し付けだよな。
そうだね。
Not wrong.
ごめんなさい。
でも押し付けもたまにはいいんじゃない？他人の押し付けがなければこういうご飯食べることないし。Huh?
Well, I had slipped out of my little lecture and was eating a plate of Gil's food. Excuse me, I wasn't done talking.
でもちょうどさっきオーブンが鳴ってたし、この料理も出来たてでしょ？食べないと冷めちゃってもったいないじゃないか。
Raul continued to eat, completely unfazed. I felt slightly listless seeing him so relaxed, but he had a point. It wouldn't be right to let that cooking go to waste. Oh, fine. Let's eat for now. We can't tackle the comment section on an empty stomach. I didn't think I would be good to eat such a calorie meal right now, but fighting commenters means having a hearty meal. Plus, part of me just wants to give in to stress eating, so I sat down next to Raul to join him. Gil had been preparing this dish since last night, so naturally it was superb. Afterwards, I I don't know what to do right now. After taking a bath and freshening up, I looked at the official Parasite House blog and brainstormed. I thought about going on the defensive, but I couldn't find the right words. If I say the wrong thing, it could cause a scandal. What do I do? PR is best in moments like this, but it's already late at night. Even if I reach out, I can't get a response until tomorrow. It's terrifying to let things get away from you, so I don't feel like sleeping. Someone put a cup down next to my laptop. I look up to see Gil standing there.
さっきはごめん。ハーブティー入れたんだ。よければ飲んでもらえるかな。
Thanks.
さ、ブログ俺に書かせてもらえない？
Huh?
それ、今日の炎上についてのブログを書いているんだよね。なら俺が書きたいなって思って。
Is he gonna help us?
元はといえば俺のせいで炎上したわけだし、俺からの言葉の方がきっといいと思うんだ。
Are you sure?
うん。今はフリーエディターだけど、本当はライターを夢見てたから文章を書くのは好きなんだ。
He does write a lot. Come to think of it, he did say something about that. While we were in college, Gil often talked about writing down his thoughts and emotions. Let Gil handle it. Gil should be fine. He's a professional at a magazine. If anyone knows how to write, it's going to be Gil. Well, if you don't mind.
任せて。
Aw, we got another heart. Turn my laptop to Gil and start writing in the update post with a serious expression. Oh, that's another nice photo of us.
本当にごめんね。
What about what happened earlier?
君がせっかく一生懸命番組を盛り上げようとしてくれてたのに台無しにしちゃった。俺さ、多分図星だったんだと思う。自分に自信がないから家事で振り向いてもらおうって思ってた。
Huh. You're not confident in yourself, Gil.
だってほら、大学時代とか結構服装にも無頓着だったし、別にモテるわけじゃなかったし。
I mean, same. I think you actually were.
卒業して服とかも見直すようにしたけれど、根本的に華やかなラウルやアランたちとは違うって劣等感があって、だから余計に腹が立ってあんな風にカッとなっちゃったんだよ。アランの言葉も正論だったのにさ。
I don't think everything he said was right. I wanted to reject the idea that girls only wanted one thing. I also wanted to change his opinion about only needing technique. Gil seemed to practically agree, so he was quiet. I heard the click-clack of the keys as Gil resumed speaking to me.
君はどっちの言い分の方が共感できた？
What do you mean?
その、君は尽くされたい？それとも尽くしたい？
I'm kind of 50-50. That's a hard question. If Gil waited on me like he does now, I'd be terrified. But I don't necessarily want to wait on others like that either. I don't think it's about submission, though. Relationships should be about being equals. I think that's the best way.
支え合う？
Because waiting on someone hand and foot means you're just being who the other person wants, and not yourself. Otherwise, you're just ignoring that person's morals and values. I don't want that. Mutual appreciation and respect would be my ideal relationship.
そっか。なんだか君らしいね。
Gil gave a wan smile and turned his attention back to the laptop. I only heard loud tapping noises after that. I drank the herbal tea he made for me while I sat next to him. Maybe it's the tea, maybe it's Gil's presence, but suddenly I felt all of my worries untangle themselves. started feeling drowsy and fell asleep right then and there. Aww. So, Yuki, I want to get through the common route. We're almost to Gil's route, I think. I'm pretty sure. I squinted my eyes as the sun shines brightly through the window. Huh? When did I fall asleep? So we're not finishing this episode until we beat the common route and until it says we are officially in a route. Because next week is going to be the last time we live stream this. I will still upload the videos though to YouTube. So if you want to see all of the routes, I will put them up into YouTube. I just won't live stream them. The comments! I leap up and head straight to the living room to open my laptop. Huh? All the nasty comments have stopped. In a surprising twist, the Instagram hashtag was filled with positive, pleasant messages praising the blog post. They're saying that the post was good. Really good. Speaking of blog posts, Gil wrote it last night. I was too exhausted and dozed off partway through it. So, what about the blog post? I open the Parasite House blog and see close to 300 comments. What is this? I thought it would be filled with insults. I scrolled through it to see them. Huh? It's mostly positive. I wonder what Gil wrote about, so I scrolled through the blog again, but then the living room door opened.
Ohayo.
Raoul, the nasty comments from last night finally calmed down. What happened?
なあ、ギルのブログのおかげだろう。昨日更新する前に見せてもらった。
Oh. Mr. Snell took out his phone and showed it to me. He already had the original post pulled up. Good evening. Gil Lovecraft here. I'm the one they called the Lovelorn Parasite. I apologize to everyone who saw my shameful behavior on today's broadcast of Parasite House. After reflecting on my actions, I apologize to Alan and for our fight. Ultimately, we decided to respect one another and talk through our disagreement. Honestly, I think it was wrong of me to think my opinion was the only correct one in the first place. Alan and I are two different people from different backgrounds. It's okay that we have different values and ideas. I guess I forgot that and tried to push my own values onto others. That's what caused that fight. I wish no one saw. I'm really sorry about that. From now on, we won't flat out deny one another's opinions. However, we also won't ignore our own feelings either. We'll respect each other and work together to meet in the middle and find different solutions. When complete strangers live together, it's natural that problems will occur. We have to remember that. We are strangers after all. We should acknowledge that there are people who live by a creed different from our own. Still, that doesn't mean that we should assume the worst of someone new. Even strangers can find common ground to stand on. That's how I want to live my life. I think connecting like that would make living much more fulfilling. Gil Lovecraft. Aww. Sorry, I can only sit in the chair for so long. It's already been 2
ギルって
hours.
文章上手なんだ。意外。
そうそう、ギルっていい文章書くんだよね。前に俺のインタビューに来てくれた時もいい感じの記事書いてくれたよ。
Wow, I didn't know that. Well, they were very close and buddy-buddy. I think we should have. I reread the post once more and was impressed with it. At the same time, I heard the living room door open.
あ、みんな。
I'm gonna move myself just a little bit. Wrong me. Here we go.
おはよう、みんな。
Oh, look, the troublemakers are here. Gil and Alan entered the living room, both looking a little sheepish. Then they bowed to us simultaneously.
みんな、昨日は本当にごめん。
俺もごめん。ギルに反論したのも、みんなを巻き込んだのも、大人げなかった。
Aw, how sweet. It's all right.
そうだよ。もう終わったことだし、反省すれば十分十分。
ああ、謝罪はこのブログで十分だろう。 ギル、いい文章をありがとう。
ありがとう。なんか書いたもの褒められるって照れるな。で、ごめん、寝坊して朝ごはん作りそびれちゃったな。今作るから。
いいよ。
It's fine. I don't mind taking care of
た
it
まに
once
は
in a while.
その
Oh. Huh? Ryuki-kun, you're gonna cook?
これからはお互いを尊重するんでしょ。
Aww. With a slightly embarrassed look on his face, Ryuki headed into the kitchen. Gil's post seemed to have moved the other members of the Parasite 5 as much as it had the viewers. At the least, let me help, Ryuki-kun.
そういうのいいから。あんたはその寝起きの顔をどうにかしてきて。
Rude. I guess he hasn't changed completely. He made for the bathroom before he could blast me with his usual mist. But still, I turned around to see everyone making breakfast together.
ダメだよ。そこは玉ねぎが先で。
バカじゃないの？そうしたら栄養素が壊れるんだよ。
え？そうなの？そっちの方が美味しいからいいんだと思ってた。そっか。
They were as rowdy as ever, but they were being a lot nicer to each other. Amazing considered how they were on day one. They were all indifferent to each other back then, but now they were actually talking to each other. It was a big step forward. The last night fight was a big problem at first, but in the end, it helped them all grow a little bit. Maybe they'll be alright. By the time the show ends, I'm sure they'll all be ready to find good partners. That was my thought as I headed to the bathroom. Unfortunately, I feel like the only good partners they'll find are each other. Which would be fine. Alright, joyful barbecue. One night after dinner, the Parasite 5 gathered together in secret. Ooh, secret meeting.
それで全員に話ってなんだ、ギル。
夜更かしはお肌に悪いから手短によろしく。
うん。ほら、もうすぐこのシェアハウスも終わりだろ。
ああ、そういやそうだね。案外早かったね。
もう一月経つの？おかしいな。予定では彼女ともっと神話談義をするつもりだったんだけど。
長い一月でした。
He sounds so tired.
だが実に実りのある一月だった。
確かにこんな機会がなけりゃ絶対やろうとは暮らすこともなかったよな。
うん、初めてしたけれど共同生活って結構楽しいね。こうやって男だけで酒飲むなんて初めてだよ。
っていつの間に酒開けてんの？
これってそういう会じゃないの？あ、みんなもどうぞ。
He's opened a bottle.
これはワインか？
うん、ワインを飲むと豊穣とブドウ酒と酩酊の神であるディオニュソスを感じられるからね。
俺もちょうだい。
はーい。ほら、ギルもオーウェン君も。ケイサイン君は未成年だからブドウジュースね。
Gives him grape juice.
はあ？こんな時間にブドウジュースなんて飲むわけって、何勝手についでるの？
ありがとう。
This is so cute.
ありがとうございます。
みんなグラス持った？じゃあ改めまして乾杯。
ほう、なかなか芳醇でうまい。銘柄は？
つまみ何かない？
Ooh, snacks.
あ、ごめん、俺普段あんまりつまみとか食べないんだよね。何か持ってくるよ。
Charcuterie board with some wine. Oh, so good.
ラウル、
ラウル、座って。 それでギル
He
な
just
んか
wants
言
to
い
get
たい
it
こ
over
と
so
あ
he
るん
can
でし
go
ょ
to bed.
軌道修正ありがとうケサインくん。実は俺パラサイトハウスが終わるとき彼女にお礼がしたいと思ってるんだ。
彼女ってアドバイザーさん？
うん。この番組と共同生活がうまくいったのって彼女のおかげだと思うしさ。それに彼女は俺たちを結婚させようと頑張ってくれてるから。
まあ実際結婚できそうなやつはここにいないけどな。
私のクライアントならばすぐでしょ
まあそのはずだ。
俺は恋のことはよくわからないけど、女の子と話す楽しさが
Right?
ちょ
That
っ
was
とは
super
分かっ
cool.
たかな。
It was kind of funny watching Gil tackle Alan.
それってまさか彼女のことじゃ。
Oh.
あんなに神話トーク通じる子いなかったし、叱られるのって結構楽しいね。
No, he's become a masochist.
まさかこの企画ってライバル増やしただけ？
俺はライバルじゃないから安心しろって応援してるからな、ギル。
なんか怖い人に応援された。どうせ他の人が両思いになったところで横からかっさらいに来るんだろ。
He knows his tactics.
そんな無粋な真似はしないって。
信用度ゼロだよ。
Done it before.
でも確かにこの生活結構楽しかった。
Aw, he had fun.
え？ケサインくんが照れた。
へえ。ケイサイン君も誰かとの生活の温かさに目覚めちゃったんだ。
うるさいな。
Oh, he's embarrassed. Just praise him.
なんで俺にミストなの？
あんたが一番肌荒れしてるからだよ。アラン気持ち悪いぐらい肌綺麗だし。
俺は肌がツヤツヤになるような生き方してるからね。
とにかく話がそれだけならもう僕は寝るよ。夜更かしが一番肌に悪いんだから。
Is that my problem? I have a skincare routine. I just don't get a lot of sleep. I'm typically pulling 3 to 4 hours. If I'm lucky.
え？ですが昨晩ずいぶん夜遅くまで仕事をしていたと思いましたが。
Ooh,
気
ratted.
のせいでしょ。っていうかあんた寝てると思ったのに起きてたわけ？
起きているのか寝ているのかわからないとよく言われます。
ケイサイン君ストイックなのはいいけれど、たまにはこうやって遊ばなきゃ。遊びがなきゃいい仕事は生まれないよ。
あんたまで姉さんみたいなこと言うんだな。
そりゃ大人ですから。年長者の話は聞いておいた方がいいよ。年の子って言葉があるだろ。
うんうん。確かに
Okay,
遊びはしとけって昔はよく先輩俳優に言われたよ。その方が演技の幅が広がるからって。
How old is this game? I think this game came out before the OK Boomer.
じゃあ今日は付き合ってあげる。でもあんたらと飲むためじゃなくて彼女へのお礼の内容を考えるためだから。
ははは、素直じゃないなケイサインくんは。
Is he already drunk?
酒臭い。もう酔ってんの？おい、こいつにそんな飲ませるなよ。めんどくさい。
これぐらいの量じゃ普通酔えなくない？
ああ、そうだ。全く酔わない。とっても酔わないぞ。多少世界が
Is
回
he
って
drunk too?
ふわふわするぐらいだ。
あんたも酔ってんじゃん。おい大人、年長者なんだろ。ちゃんとしろよ。
お酒飲んだら女の子欲しくなってきた。隣の部屋から彼女呼んでこない？
お礼考える場に本人呼んでどうすんだよ。ダメに決まってるでしょ。ああもううざい。早く部屋出てってよ。
Did I hear some loud noises coming from the other room? What the heck is going on? I knew I should probably investigate, but I was already in bed, and I just didn't feel like it. Same, girls, same! I'm just glad everyone's getting along so well now. Since the last episode, the house has been pretty peaceful. No yelling matches, not even any major arguments. The Parasite 5 were finally getting along and working together. And thanks to that huge fight before, it seems like they've all been more willing to listen to me too. Rule hasn't been talking about mythology as much, and I've gotten a couple messages from what I think is Monsieur Essen himself. Ryuki, Gil, and Alan haven't changed all that much, but their reputations have improved thanks to Parasite House. At this point, the guys might actually be able to hold a normal conversation with a woman who are looking to get married. That thought suddenly made me realize something. That's right, the time has come to fulfill the original goal of Parasite House. Ooh. A few days later, I suggested to the show producer and Mr. Snail that we should invite viewers to a matchmaking event for the 4th episode. Rule's agent gave us the go-ahead, and we put up a post on the official blog asking for participants. My cloud kind of looks like a dragon with its wings folded. The fateful day has arrived. Sorry, that's been bothering me every time it comes up. I'm like, it's a dragon. The fateful day has arrived. The fourth and penultimate episode of Parasite House.
Hi, お肉焼けたよ。あとここの野菜も食べられるから。
Oh, that looks so tasty.
本当にギル君って尽くしてくれるんだ。ありがとう。ねえねえアラン君、私ラウル君が好きなんだけど、そしたら略奪してくれるの？
もちろん。とびっきり甘い夢を見させてあげるよ。君に添いなしてね。
Everyone was enjoying the barbecue party, and the Parasite 5 were surrounded by women. I was content to watch from a distance. Thank goodness, this is exactly how I was hoping Parasite House would end. After so many of our female members had rejected them, I thought it might be impossible. It's all thanks to the show. I guess by advertising each of them as one part of the Parasite 5, we found fans for each of their personalities. Basically, it was a matchmaking approach that would have been impossible in any other situation. Still, I have no idea how many of the women here are actually serious about marriage. My gut was telling me they were just there to meet the Parasite 5, not necessarily their future husband. They were basically fangirls. As for Rule, Ryuki, and Owen, I looked around and found Rule being mobbed by a group of girls competing for selfies. True to his movie star status, he was spending the night taking photos with his adoring fans. But he's got his agent with him, so he should be fine. How about Owen?
ええ、そうです。私が代理で全ての会話をさせていただきますので。
ってことはオーエン君と結婚できるってこと？
いえ、私はあくまで代理でして、全く結婚生活に関与するつもりは。
でも結婚後もオーエン君が代理で会話してくれるんでしょ？それって実質オーエン君との結婚じゃない。
He had his own fan. I think I'll let Monsieur Essen handle that one. Anyway, where's Ryuki? Oh, spraying all the girls. I spotted Ryuki spraying mist at every woman in his vicinity, but none of them showed any signs of giving up.
もちもちするというか、計算員くんのそのゴミを見るような目たまらない。
Ew.
うざ。
それもご褒美です。
I'm not sure if that's okay or not. I was about to go talk to Ryuki when suddenly someone grabbed my shirt.
助けてくれ。
Uh-oh. Peter, where's your camera?
カメラなら三脚でそこに置いてある。それよりも私を隠してくれ。見知らぬ女性に追われて。
あ、カメラマンのピーター君いた。ねえねえ、こっちに混ざろうよ。
You're on your own.
私は兄と違って女性はダメなんだ。
His brother? Peter let a high-pitched scream and ran into the park. He talks to me just fine. Rude. I had no idea Peter was so bad with women. He was always walking around with a vacant smile on his face, so I had no idea something like this could cause him so much trouble. Now that I think about it, Peter had a habit of talking even during the broadcast, so he had a certain following on Instagram. Apparently a few of the girls at tonight's event were big fans of his. Ooh. But still.
ギル君かわいい。失恋なんて忘れさせてあげるから、ここ抜け出してどっか行こうよ。
Go for it, bro.
ごめん、それはちょっと。俺やっぱ彼女を忘れられないし。
ああ、その失恋パラサイトぶりたまんない。かわいい一途なんだ。
アランさん、略奪して。ラウル君、もっとしゃがんで。目線ください。
ケサインくん待って。もっとミストかけて。
This wasn't exactly the kind of matchmaking party I was expecting. It was more like a photo shoot for some idol group. The whole situation was making me uncomfortable, so I hid myself in the corner. At least we could hide. Hiding behind some trees, I took a sip of my drink. Suddenly, I sensed someone standing behind me.
おい、ちゃんと食べているか?
Oh, yeah, I ate a little earlier. Just some jelly drink, though. The barbecue was so crowded, I couldn't really get close, so I just finished off the jelly drink from my date with Owen. I had so much to do during the broadcast, there was no time to eat anything, but at least everything turned out okay.
そうか、ならよかった。随分と盛況だな。
Yeah, I hope things go okay for everyone.
彼らなら平気だろう。ああ見えて骨のある男たちだ。
Yeah, a little too strong for their own good at times.
それよりこの企画がここまで成功したのは君が頑張ってくれたからだ。ありがとう。
Huh? Did the president just compliment me? It's okay, I'm just doing my job.
だが、お前ほど熱心な社員はいない。そうだろ。
He gave me a soft smile. My heart started beating a little faster at his warm gaze.
お前は会員のことを第一に考えている。しかも会員が結婚した後のことまで見据えているだろう。
I mean, I tried to.
ノルマを達成するだけならば、結婚生活など考えずに成婚させればいいはずなのに、お前はしなかった。なかなかできる人はいない。
No, really. I'm a bridal advisor, and all that is part of it.
だが、おかげで私も仕事に対する考えを改めることができた。そもそも最初は恋愛などに時間をかけてはもったいないと考え、マッチングアプリを開発していたんだ。
Wait, really?
ああ、あの頃の私は仕事や勉学のことしか考えていなかったからな。いや、それは今もか。
Did we have a breakthrough? We had a breakthrough?
だからお前のように心から会員のことを考えている社員がいてこそ我が社は成り立つんだ。私だけではこうはならないだろう。お前のような社員がいてくれてよかった。これからも その調子で頼むぞ。
The president gave me a quick pat on the shoulder, then walked off. As I watched him go, I couldn't suppress the smile that rose to my lips. I've never known anyone who thought so highly of me before. Dad always just expected me to do well, and my colleagues would always ask me why I bothered to work so hard. As a god, I was expected to properly matchmake people. But obviously, that's not normal for a human. Most people who work hard are motivated by a paycheck. So they didn't understand why I cared so much, but Mr. Snail just gave me a really nice compliment. I need to work even harder so I can keep living up to his expectation. He entrusted me with the Parasite 5, so the last thing I want to do is let him down. Aww. Looking at the Parasite 5, I thought about how tomorrow would be another day of hard work. You got this. The 4th episode came to an end without any major issues, thank goodness. The barbecue drew to a close and we saw off the female members. Then we made our way to Rule's jet and flew back to Parasite House. How far are we going for these events that we have to fly in a jet? It says Cupid Corp had its own, bridal. Where did we go for that wedding?
はあ、飲みすぎちゃった。
やっぱここに来ると帰ってきたって気分になるな。
This is only one guy's home.
疲れた。
Everyone was relaxing in the living room and took turns using the bath. It was another normal night in Parasite House. My turn for the bath came and I washed off the day's dust and grime. I collapsed onto the couch and opened up my laptop. I should update the blog with today's events. Oh, but maybe I'll check Instagram first. I pulled out my phone and searched #ParasiteHouse. Today's episode of Parasite House was awesome. Peter was so cute running all over the place like that. Wait, they're allowed to go after the same person? That's rad. Man, I wish I could have been on the show. Oh, the comments are pretty much all positive. Just like me, lots of people questioned what kind of matchmaking event it was. But for the most part, everyone seemed to like the show. Even though it was a 1-hour special, Bomba Chorizo didn't show up. I was a little worried about that, but it turned out okay. Considering how much time and energy I spent planning the event, I was relieved to say the least. Alright, time for a blog update. After putting up a post, I was planning to put together an update matchmaking support plan for the Parasite 5. As I lost myself in my work, I suddenly felt something cold touch my cheek. Huh? Aww, Ryuki-kun.
フェイスマスク。とっておきのやつ。
Wow, it's so soft. The texture, the moisturizing effect, it was almost certainly several times more expensive than the ones I normally bought for myself. Are you sure I can have this?
うん。仕事頑張ってる人は尊敬できるから。
Aww. He glanced at my laptop screen. Apparently he'd come over to show his appreciation. I can't believe even Ryuki is trying to compliment me. Aw, they're following their plan. That's so sweet. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Thank you, Ryuki-kun. I couldn't help but smile as I began applying the face mask.
笑わないの。よれるでしょ。
Sorry. I'm just so happy.
そうならよかった。まあ、美容には悪いから、仕事はそこそこにして、ちゃんと寝なよ。
I should get ready for bed too, but I'm gonna eat a late dinner. I'm gonna take a nice hot bath. Maybe I'll do a face mask tonight too. But we're not ending until we get on a route. As Ryuki turned to go, I saw him blushing just the tiniest bit, and his ears seemed to be turning red too. Was he embarrassed? Was he mad about something? Was Ryuki mad about something? Maybe he was annoyed I'm staying up so late. I decided to try and finish up my work so I could hurry up and get to bed. As I was working on the blog, I could practically feel my skin getting softer. He really is the glamour parasite. I've been trying to fix that side of him, but maybe he's okay as is, as long as he can be considerate of others. But what made him become so fixated on people's looks in the first place? My guess was that it had something to do with him being such a dedicated fashion designer. But I'm not exactly a trained therapist, so the last thing I want to do is dig into it too much and end up hurting him. He's still young, and he tends to take things really seriously, but his private life is still a complete mystery. Although he did say that everyone in his family talks about their facial grade thing a lot. In any case, I should sit down with everyone again after Parasite House is over. Yes, we should. That's what I was thinking about as the night drew to a close. Good night and good luck. And so, at last, today is the final episode.
Oh!
Brill gave a small cheer and a quick bit of applause. He was the only one to show any amount of enthusiasm. As for the others...
うまくいくかなあれ。大丈夫なはず。
今日は各部屋を撮影するそうだ。みんな掃除は済んでいるか？
え、撮影入るの？やばい、あれ隠さなきゃ。
Uh-oh. Gil, we're just about to start.
すぐ戻ってくるでしょ。それよりほら、始まるよ。
時間だ。行くぞ。
Who's his brother?
はい、ロサンヨークの君たち、チャンネルはそのまま。パラサイトハウスの時間だよ。最終回の番組の司会も僕、みんなのボンバーチョリソーがお送りします。いや、前回のパラサイトハウス見たかい？すごい大盛況だったな。みんなありがとうな。そしてついに5回目の放送の今日はパラサイトハウスの最終回だよ。僕もみんなと婚活男子を応援できなくなるのは寂しいよ。でも決まりだからね。ってことで最後のパラサイトハウス行ってみよう。はい、パラサイト5たち元気かい？
間に合った。元気だよ。
ギル、ずいぶん息が切れてるけど大丈夫かい？
大丈夫。彼は重要なミッションをしてたんだ。
そうそう。ハンドラの箱が開く前に閉じたんだよ。
そりゃ大変だったな。しかしついにパラサイトハウスも最終回。みんなには今回学んだことを教えてもらうぜ。
He's getting better at ignoring things.
ということでみんながそれぞれ過ごした部屋で今回の1ヶ月についてを語ってくれ。
俺は
Kind of feels like we've
す
been
ご
on
く
this.
楽
Well,
し
we
か
have
っ
been
た。
on this for a month.
普段は一人
We've
暮
had
ら
our
しだ
own
から
Parasite
ご飯
house
作るのも
viewing.
張り合いなかったけど、ここではみんなに食べてもらえたしさ。まあ何人かは全然食べてくれなかったけど、でもおかげで押し付けは良くないって学べたから、すごく糧になる1ヶ月でした。
Nice.
たまに深夜起きた時、この石像には驚かされたけど。
まあたまにギル寝ぼけてこれに抱きついてたよな。
え、嘘？
やっぱボルトモア出身だからネプチューンが恋しいんだね、きっと。
俺のこと捨てないでとか、君のことは永遠に忘れないよって泣きながら抱きついてたよ。
Alan, I think it's just being a
待って
butthead.
それここで言わないで後で聞かせて。それより2人は今回の1ヶ月はどうだった？
Oh, he admitted it.
俺も結構楽しかったかな。子供時代のことを思い出してちょっと初心に戻れそうな気がしたよ。
子供時代？大家族だったの？
ああ、違う。俺の両親って冒険家なんだけど、それで世界中連れて行かれてたんだよ。行った先々でこうやって大勢と暮らしたなーって。
わお、意外なラウル・アコニットの素顔を発見。こいつはお得だぜ。
でもね、一つだけ心残りがあるんだ。結構みんな忙しくて時間が合わなくて、それで映画鑑賞会ができなかったんだよね。
As he showed off his mythological movie collection, he had a slightly dejected look on his face.
だからまた機会があったらこの映画鑑賞会をしたいなって思ってるよ。
Film festival's gonna be fun. I used to volunteer at one in New Mexico.
全部見るのに1週間かかりそうだ。お次はアラン、どうだったかい？
俺も楽しかったよ。女の子以外と暮らすなんてって最初は思ったけど、男とのシェアハウスも悪くないもんだね。何より気を使わなくていいからさ。女の子とは外で遊べばいいし、結構ありじゃないって思ったよ。
He totally forgot this was supposed to be a matchmaking show. He just kept going on about how nice it was living with a group of guys. Held up a cue card that had a question about the matchmaking written on it. Alan just grinned back at me.
ああ、そうそう。このパラサイトハウス中もちゃんと婚活してたよ。でも女の子に断られちゃってね。ということで、過激な火遊びを求めている女の子は9番街ラグジュアリーピローまでどうぞ。
Alan winked at the camera and everyone in the studio cheered. Don't cheer for him. No, stop it. You can't just openly ask for a one-night stand like that. Oh. Keep hitting the button with my hand. Well, I hope you managed to find a nice wife for yourself, Alan. Anyway, on to the next room. Will he find a wife? Will he? So, Ryuki-kun, how was the last month for you? Aww. Huh? He's back to the way he was at the beginning. Ryuki just stares down in silence, but just as I was beginning to panic, he finally looked up at me.
僕は正直誰かと同じ部屋とか最悪って最初は思ってたんだけど、
Aww.
まあ悪くなかったよ。
Now he's smiling!
シェルビーはショートスリーパーだからほとんど寝室にいないし、オーエンは死んでるのかと思うぐらい寝息静かだったし変なアラームの音も変えてくれたから、初日以外は不快な目覚めをしなくても済んだしね。
アラームの件はご迷惑をおかけしました。絶対に寝坊するわけにはいかないと力を入れた選曲をしすぎました。
私は睡眠時間よりも仕事時間の方が大切だからな。
ストイックチームだな、この部屋。
アランにかかってくる電話で起こされるうちの部屋とは全然違うね。
正直今も結婚の何がいいのかわからない。でも共同生活は楽しいって思えたから。
Aw, good.
もう少し。
Ryuki-kun, I'm so happy to hear that. I was so touched I clapped my hands together, but then he hit me with one of his patented ice-cold glares.
でもさ、あんたももうちょっと身だしなみに気を使った人を紹介してほしいんだよね。
Now he's hitting me with his complaints.
顔面偏差値がわかるようにあんたの目も成長してくれるなら 僕もマシな婚活ができる気がするよ。
I mean, that's a trick. Sorry, I'll try and get better at that. But I've introduced him to so many actresses and models. I knew if I said that out loud, he'd just hit me with another sting of criticism. So... Next up, we have Monsieur Essen, or rather Owen, his stand-in. How'd you enjoy your time here, Owen?
私も良い一月を過ごさせてもらいました。代理ですので、あまり積極的な活動はできませんでしたが。
ああ、私もたまにはこうして大勢でワイワイと食事をするのも悪くなかった。
Oh, he's trying to answer
Cupid Corporation の社長は愛妻家で有名だもんな。普段は二人で静かにって感じか？
ああ、そうだな。
でも正直、ようやく終わるということでほっとしております。
オーウェンは今回のシェアハウス負担だったのかい？
私はあくまで代理ですから。
まあそうだよな。結局本人は一度も来られなかったしね。
はい。あ、そうでした。クライアントからの伝言を伺っております。
Trying to see who messaged me. Okay.
地位だけはある。興味のある女性は連絡をするように。基本仕事のみの付き合いで頼みたいが、希望があればもう少し会うことも検討するとのことです。
一体どんな大物なんだよその人。でももう少し会うことも検討するって前よりはちゃんと成長してるっぽいな。
It's true, he's trying to meet up, so that is good. Well, I wish he'd prove just a little bit more.
結婚後もろくに姿を見せずって、なんだかキューピッドとプシュケの結婚生活みたいで素敵だね。知らない人のために説明すると、キューピッドは結婚後妻に神であることを知られないために夜暗闇でしか妻に会わなかったんだ。
Ooh, this could be an interesting take.
俺の理想って。
Wow, now that sounds like a sad romance. As an advisor, I'd love to hear about any other secret Mr. Essen might have.
いろいろと
She
ある
completely
のだろ
blew
う。
past the fact that
きっとな。
Cupid is her. Who the hell's Psyche? Yeah, probably. Anyway, if anyone out there thinks they'd be okay with that kind of setup, get in touch with Cupid Corp.
ハードル高い結婚生活が待ってるな。とこんな感じでリビングに戻ってきたところで、ラストはみんなのアドバイザーさん、一月の感想を頼むぜ。
Huh? Me? This wasn't part of the script. Bomber's improvisations took me by surprise, so all I could do was stare into the camera. The final word on this past month. There's been a lot of stuff going on. It all started with everyone showing off their muscles, and everyone selfishly ran off without even trying Gil's breakfast. But then during date week, I started to get a sense of what made each of them so appealing. Still, even a first-hand wedding experience didn't affect their interest in marriage. They were dedicated to their work, though. There were lots of problems along the way, but everyone came to realize the importance of working together and talking things over. And I came to see that there were other ways to approach matchmaking besides what I was already used to. Ultimately, I was complimented on my efforts for the first time, and by the president himself, no less. Should we pause and take a look at the love chart? My time here had made me realize that I still have room to grow as an advisor. I was definitely able to learn a lot, though. What do you think? Should we check? We're gonna keep going. Living with others will always give rise to conflict, and of course that goes for marriage too. I realize that our ability to live with someone is about having the right mentality, not just raw compatibility. Matchmaking is my job, and as such, I want to help people learn to value romance itself, just as much as getting married. So I'll keep doing my best to show everyone the wonders of being in love. Aww.
素晴らしいスピーチでした。
That was a good
ぜひ
speech.
素敵な恋をしたいみんなは Cupid Corporation へ。僕もそのうち行かせてもらおうかななんてな。と、ここで残念だがお別れの時間だ。パラサイトハウス最終回見てくれてありがとな。お相手はバンバーチョリソー and パラサイト5。提供は Cupid Corporation でした。またね。バイバイ。
I love that.
カット。よーしよしよし、みんなお疲れ様。パラサイトハウス最終回無事に終了だ。
はあ、ようやく終わりか。ほっとするというか寂しくなるっていうか。
It's all over. As soon as the camera stopped rolling, I flopped down on the couch.
皆も大義であった。なんでそんな偉そうなのあんた。アシスタントディレクターというやつだからな。
ピーター君もお疲れ。君イケメンで採用したからワンチャンあるんじゃと思ってたけど人気出て面白かったよ。
ワンタンか。あれはなかなか美味でな。
Same.
ワンチャンスだと思うけど。
They all started goofing around with each other as usual, while I just looked on in an exhausted daze. I'm so tired. Apparently I hadn't realized just how stressed I was this whole time, but I felt like I'd finally been set free. Oh, I almost forgot. We have a party to celebrate the end of the show. I need to start getting the food ready. I tried summoning up the energy to get off the couch and get back to work when suddenly...
ねえ、お疲れ様。
Huh? Aww. I turned to the sound of Gil's voice and I was greeted with a gigantic bouquet. What's this?
みんなで話し合って用意したんだ。今回のシェアハウスは君のおかげで成功したからさ。
You guys, I really didn't do that much.
でもあんたじゃなきゃ多分すぐに帰ってたよ。
Aww. Really?
あんたは他のアドバイザーと違って僕を軽蔑した目で見なかったから。だから嫌な気がしなかったんだよ。
So that's why.
俺も君みたいに叱ってくれる子っていないからちょっと反省できたよ。
I feel like he's just talking through
そ
his
れに
teeth.
君にとってはただの仕事なのにさ、俺たちに親身になってくれたでしょ。それが嬉しかったんだよね。
I feel like he's talking through his teeth.
俺も君はこんなに真剣なのに俺ってばダメだなってすごく反省した。君の気持ちを裏切らないように俺これからの身の振り方を考えてみるよ。
Alan, Gil.
私も正直我が社にこれまで熱心な社員がいるとは思っていませんでした。
Is he saying that or is Monsieur Essen saying that?
そうだな。今回の一番の功労者はお前だ。だから素直に花束を受け取るといい。
Oh, you guys. I hold out my arms, wondering if it's okay to accept such a heartfelt gift. The bouquet's gentle fragrance tickles my nose. Oh wow, this smells beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone.
どういたしまして。じゃあ俺からはこれをプレゼント。
Huh? He grabbed my arm. I suddenly lost my balance.
この1ヶ月ありがとう。感謝の気持ちを込めて。
ちょっと何転んでんの？
膝の力抜けちゃったんじゃない？
君との1ヶ月楽しかったよ。できなかったこともたくさんあって後悔もあるけど。
You have regrets?
もっと仲良くなりたかったのにできなかったから。だからさ、次は俺ん家でシェアハウスの続きしようよ。
ラウル、何を？
そこで今度こそローマやトロイやザ・ヘラークレスを一緒に見て、朝まで十二神についての討論会しよう。
Let's check the flow chart. I'm sorry, not the flow chart. The love chart. Okay. He has to be just messing with us. Royal whispered his words sweetly into my ear. It was a passionate invitation to his own mythology society for two. Royal, why don't you try using all this motivation to read your script again?
恋してそうな声だった？
Incredibly so. Oh, thank God.
じゃあやってみるよ。
That's cheating. I know it's cheating. I got scared. Raul let go of me and ran off to his room. While he's better at cohabitating with others, he's a long ways away from living with someone he loves.
ねえ、さっきの神話討論するなら俺も混ぜて。
We were trying for Gil anyway.
ギルも神話に興味あったの？
Oh, he came back.
いや、今のは彼女に言った言葉で、実際はそういうわけじゃ。
やったー、嬉しいよ。じゃあ早速やろう。まずは入門編としてこの映画を一緒に見て、それから。
ごめん、違う、待って。俺まだ彼女に言いたいことが。
Bye. Raul suddenly dragged Gil out of the room. At the same time, Peter entered the room carrying a plate of hors d'oeuvres.
では、打ち上げをするぞ。
今日はケータリングを頼んである。好きに食べてくれ。
女の子のデリバリーはないの？
No.
それはない。
へえ、サラダが充実してる。やるじゃん。
顧客のニーズを考えるのも仕事だからな。
俺も食べるから待って。
Gil cried out from the back as Raul launched into yet another of his mythology lectures. That much hasn't changed, but I didn't really mind. Seeing them all getting along like this, I couldn't help but smile. I'm so glad we decided to do this share house. It started off as a way to advertise Cupid Court, but it ended up being a good learning opportunity for the Parasite 5 too. Anyway, I should just relax and enjoy the party. The catering service really was quite extravagant. I grabbed a tasty-looking sandwich and took a big bite. Even Mr. Snail was making an effort to enjoy the spread, rather than going for his usual jelly drinks. For better or worse, this was our last night at Parasite House. Here's the dragon cloud. It looks like a dragon. Tell me if I'm wrong. That's poor girl. Or poor Gil, right? Ooh?
もう飲めません。
The next morning, I woke up and saw everyone passed out in the living room. It was like a pile of corpses. Hey, everyone. Good morning.
頭が割れる。
Miss Ryuki.
ここまで飲んだのは初めてだ。
Mr. Snell stood up, his hands pressed to his head. I held out a glass of water for him. How late did you all stay up drinking last night?
それが記憶になくてな。確か途中から神話映画上映会が始まったのはうっすら覚えているんだが。
そうだ。そして最終的には誰が一番酒に強いのかという話になってな。
ほんとバカらしいぐらいうるさかったよ。
I bet it was. Ryuki-kun, they didn't try to make you drink, did they?
するわけないでしょ。さっさと逃げて自分の部屋で寝てた。
Thank goodness. Good boy.
みんな情けない。おい、オーウェン、しっかりしろ。
有給申請を。
Yeah, Owen doesn't look like he's getting much work done today.
あれだけ飲めば頭も痛くなるものか。
Maybe you should take the day off too, Mr. Snail.
そのようだな。幸い今日は急ぎのようもない。ベッドで寝直してくる。
Mr. Snail staggered off towards his room, clearly suffering from his hangover. I've never seen him like this. I've never seen him in this kind of shape before. Since he wants to wake up at noon, he probably still plans to go into the office. Well, that's his call. For my party, I told everyone I'd be working remotely during Parasite House, so I don't really want to leave them like this, so I guess I'll just go back to the office tomorrow instead. I decided I could afford to do my work from Parasite House for the day. Phew. After eating breakfast, I loaded up the Parasite House blog. I didn't get a chance to update it last night because of the party, but I wanted to write up a post thanking all of our viewers. Huh? There's a bunch of new comments on our previous blog post. I was immediately curious and clicked on the comment section. Ugh. There were over 100 new comments. All of them just said, I want to marry the Parasite 5. That wouldn't be a problem, except every post had the exact same text. And looking closer, all of the posts had the same username, which meant a single person wrote all of them. I don't think polygamy is illegal in Japan. As soon as Mr. Snail woke up, I let him know what I'd found.
そうか。これを一人の人間がすべて書いたと。
At least change your username. Yeah, the sentiment is fine, but posting the exact same thing so many times is kind of worrying, right? The user had a link to her Instagram profile, so I clicked on it. I was greeted with even more scary fantasies. I want Ryuki-kun to spray me down and insult me. Do you think he'd notice me if I brought every single item in his boutique? I want Gil to pamper me till I'm totally useless. He's an editor, right? Maybe I'll hire him to write all my posts. I want to kidnap Owen and force him to tell me how to find Monsieur Essen. I'm going to add every last member of the Parasite 5 to my own personal harem. All of their comments had photos attached, like candid shots of Ryuki and Alan's storefront. This is like stalker level stuff. If we don't do something, it could lead to real trouble. We need to take some kind of action to protect our members, don't you think?
その通りだな。報告ご苦労。対応だが、お前はどうするのがいいと思うか。
Wait, me?
ああ。最終判断は私と広告代理店の担当とで決めるが、ここで現場の意見も聞いておきたい。
Well, if it were up to me, I know how to choose my words carefully. We should report her to Instagram. We should report her to the police. Probably report her to the police. We should probably go straight to the police. On top of stalking, there's also potential defamation and even criminal intimidation.
そうか。 確かにそうだな。うちの秘書が
Right?
万が一誘拐される
Super
可
creepy,
能性もあるし、それが一番いいだろ
Yeah, they want to
わかった
kidnap Owens.
う。
Not
私の
precious
方でやっ
little
ておく。
Owens. Great, thank you. Well, if you'll excuse me, I should probably get to work. I printed out the comments and put them on my desk. I couldn't stop thinking about it as I left the room. I said a silent prayer to ask that nothing bad come of this situation. Creepy. Wasted love. I haven't been in the office in so long. Oh, how I've missed this uneventful days. It's officially been 2 days since Parasite House ended, so I'm back into the office. It's business as usual. Everyone was moved out of the Parasite 5 shared house. Those problem comments will be dealt with by the legal team and the president. They'll be making police reports. Good, they should. I heard they even issued a formal warning to the commenter. Thankfully, they got scared and apologized for their actions. As a result, the commenter's social media accounts were restricted and the comments on the official blog were deleted. Good. Guess that's that. Well, now nothing has been solved yet. In fact, now I need to ramp up my efforts to get the Parasite 5 matched. After all, I was busy dealing with Parasite House and the broadcast. Thanks to the show, the Parasite 5 are a hit. Memberships are up specifically because lots of people are interested in them. I want to heal his heart. I'll wait until he's comfortable meeting me. These kind of members joined our listings. Though honestly, I want the Parasite 5 to handle their own problems, but then they'll be running around in circles for years. But if the women they meet are understanding and willing to accept them, they might be some wonderful matches. Love begins when two people meet in the middle. However, if one person takes the initiative, that's just as good too. Alright, time for some emails.
やあ、おかえり。今日はもう家帰ってくるのよね。
Oh. I was ready to get down to business, but suddenly Clarice hugged me from behind. Her beautiful scent embraced me. Oh, Clarice, I'm sorry I left you all alone.
ほんとよ。もう寂しかったんだから。
Aww.
それで、パラサイトハウスはどうだった？何人かとやった？
No. Oh my god, Clarice, we're in the office right now. Save that for home.
その様子だと、あなたの初体験はまだみたいね。
Oh my god. Shh! Office public space. Not the time. Save it for at home.
私気になってたのよね。お風呂とかどうやって入ってたのかなって。
We had a bathroom schedule.
あんな顔のいい男がたくさんいて、誰も一緒に入らなかったの？
No. Normal people don't do that, Clarice. Clarice put her finger to her lips and tilted her head. She looked so cute and playful, like an imp. With her eyes, I believe she was an imp. She's such a cutie. Naturally, there's a lot of competition for her. I feel sorry that she's Gil's unrequited love. Clarice hit on anyone they wouldn't be able to resist. Matter of fact, Clarice has a lot of partners because of her charm. And that's why I don't want Gil to get tangled up with her. He's a good friend of mine, just like Clarice.
ああ、そう。ならもういいわよ。あなたたちは自分の落ち度を客に押し付けるっていうのね。
Ooh, I hate that saying. I heard a door slam shut and saw a member storm out of a meeting room.
ほんと最低だわこの会社。もう何年も所属してるのに結婚できないし、毎年更新料ばっかり取られて、こんなの詐欺よ。だいたい私は LCI 製の車を持ってる男じゃないと嫌って言ったじゃない。それなのに他の男ばっか紹介してきて、ほんと最悪。
LCI.
わ、出たよ。自分のこと棚に上げてステータスに固執する女。自分。
Clarice, hush. Clarice isn't an advisor, so she just says the first thing that comes to mind about customers. Then again, in my experience, those type of customers tend to end their memberships eventually. No matter what we do, they get an attitude and quit. Then they write a 1-star review and turn into online haters. But if they get to that level of anger, there's nothing we can say or do for them.
最近ああいう会員多いわよね。この間も受付で大乱闘になったの見たわ。
What? Really?
ええ。パラサイトハウス見て会員になったのに全然ああいうイケメンがいないですって。
I thought about the comments directed at the Parasite 5 and started to get worried all over again. Hope this doesn't hurt Cupid Corp's image and reputation further. Because of Parasite House, Cupid Corp has had a boom in memberships. Still, it doesn't hurt to be too careful. Even difficult customers need our support. After all, if the membership of Cupid Corp drops, I wouldn't be able to matchmake for them. At that moment, my Cupid's bow pendant started shining. It felt like it was telling me to use it. She's going to quit no matter what, so it's not cheating, right? She's a non-member, and I'm not her advisor, so... That suggestion from in the back of my mind, as if there was a devil on my shoulder. Wait, no! That goes against my goals! After all, I left home because I told Dad that I would help people fall in love without using my arrow. If I use it now, I'll just prove myself wrong. I shook my head in frustration and let go of my arrow. The customer is long gone, and since we couldn't help her, she could ruin our reputation even more. I need to work hard and work smart. Matchmake twice as hard and twice as many people. That's even more reason to get the Parasite 5 married. Clarice, I need to get back to work.
ずいぶんなやる気ね。
Yeah, we are. This is my calling, my duty, really. I smile and turn back to my computer. I look at the mountain of applications, all for the Parasite 5. And then, I spent the entire day selecting 5 female members for each of the Parasite 5. I emailed them my list. I finished my work for the day and headed home. Already, night had fallen. Another late night. I wonder if Clarice is waiting up for me. I walk alone through the night to the subway station. Then I heard my phone ring. Is it Clarice? I should apologize. We had promised to go drinking tonight to celebrate my return back home. Oh, it was just the subway. I get on the subway and take out my phone. Quickly, I realize it wasn't Clarice who was messaging me. Gil, Raul, and Ryuki too. What could this be about? Wait, what? I couldn't help but cry out at the message. I'm sorry, I can't deny my feelings anymore. I tried to forget, I tried to move on, I tried to find new love, but I just couldn't do it. So I'm giving up on looking for some new romance. This isn't me running away. I promise I'm going to follow through on my desire. He's quitting? Wait, what about Raul? Our rehearsal was so much fun. Thanks. Those compliments you gave me at the end of the end showed me exactly what I need to do to make it seem like I'm in love. So I think it's time for me to go. Let's grab lunch sometime. Yeah? Does that mean that I was getting really motivated to help find the matches, but in one fell swoop, all 3 of them decided to quit Cupid Corp. Dang. The next day, after yesterday's incident, I contacted the president. He agreed to meet with me at oh, that's this mislocalization. He agreed to meet with me at 5 a.m., so I went to his office promptly. Mr. Snell, we've got a huge problem. Every member of the Parasite 5 besides Monsieur Essen has left the company.
昨日の連絡では3人だと言っていたと思ったが。
We went back to my office to confirm, but Alan has already canceled his membership. I tried calling him, but he didn't pick up.
つまり、パラサイト5はパラサイト1になったと。
what should I do? Parasite House put us on the map, and a bunch of our new members are here just for them.
彼ら目当ての会員には申し訳ないが、真実を話して別の会員を紹介するしかないな。
Yeesh. I guess so, but I had such high hopes for them all to experience a truly wonderful relationship. So, am I just supposed to manage Mr. Essen for now?
そうだな。それについても少々考えたいことがある。なので、パラサイト5業務は一旦終え、明日からは通常業務に戻ってくれ。
Well, there goes our promotion. Okay, I understand. Normal duties, so I won't be looking after the Parasite 5 anymore, which means... my promotion, is that off the table now?
ああ、昇格の話か。それならば心配するな。お前がパラサイトハウスで頑張ってくれたおかげで、我が社の業績も上がったところだ。
Oh, great.
前向きに
Oh, thank goodness. It wasn't great for my original goal to prove my dad wrong, but it still felt nice knowing someone appreciated my efforts.
では、すまないがこれから通話会議が入っている。話は以上ということでいいか？
Conference call at 5 in the morning? Mr. Snail is just as much of a workaholic as ever, I guess. No, I think that's all. If you'll excuse me.
なあ、ご苦労だった。
And so my Parasite 5 challenge came to an end. But at the same time, that end created a whole new challenge for me. Alright, we knew it was coming, but we got Gil's route. We are going to actually call that here for tonight, and we're going to do all of Gil's routes next week. And we're not going to stop until we finish Gil's route. But thanks for playing with me, everyone, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!